delivery on her, gets away with a disperse.
Some damage on the best. Stone Shield prevents almost all of the Fearless. Right.
Shadow keeps juking Real. The Real can't find the hit. Shadow's still alive.
He's fighting for his line. He's fighting for the championship. He's fighting for everything. He's standing. Go for Shadow. The best of it. There's a It's just their game to lose.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 59 of the Smite Update. My name is Octane Pro, and as always, joined by my co-hosts here, F. and Fats. How's it going, gentlemen?
We're chilling, living, enjoying the weekend. Great weekend.
What about you? F. How you doing, man?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Oh, I'm doing great, dude.
Awesome. Well, folks, if you guys are just checking out the show for the first time, this is the Smite Update. It is a show that airs every week at 5 p.m. on Sundays, going over community news, going over esports updates and standings, and finally going over the latest patch notes. And it's very much a discussion-based show. So if you guys are just joining us for the first time, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Don't relax.
Don't relax? No?
Don't
not
relax.
allowed? After this weekend, you're not allowed to
I'm
relax.
gonna relax this weekend.
All these things just happened.
So, I'll throw it over to you, F. What have you been up to recently in Smite?
Oh man, just Smite, dude. I played a little bit of Smite, but honestly, it all happened late at night because of all the crazy stuff that's going on with SWC. I mean, yesterday was out of this world. NA, a lot of people like to call NA boring. NA was
Yesterday was dope.
insane. Yesterday was really dope. What were you into, Fats?
I was trying to get the fam to pull through, but
Yeah, we had 5 a.m. and then today, I mean, I've been right here all day, bro. Like just
Hot Pockets.
what kind of noise was that?
Glued to my snipe, man.
All right, cool. Fats, what about you? What have you been up to in Smite recently?
I realize I play this game a lot better when I'm intoxicated.
Yeah, good
That's
for
about
you. What's your drink of choice?
Vodka.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I mean,
What'd you say?
vodka.
Oh.
But like, I'm hyped for the patch because of all the new skins.
Yeah.
Because if you
it'll be
played the
baller.
PTS, you would know that these skins are kind of godlike. Kind of nice.
Like the old the F. Swag.
Don't say it. I knew
That's right.
he really was. He's been enjoying that too much. Burn down for what though?
Turn around every now and then.
Enough.
Awesome.
Quit now.
All right, cool.
I'll burn you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. That sounds weird. Let's not.
I myself been playing a little bit of Smite here and there. I've been cut back streaming quite a bit. I'm only streaming twice a week now. Not able to stream 5 days a week plus this on the weekend, so cutting back on some stuff. So that means less Smite time, but family and real world job comes first, unfortunately for me. So
It's life.
yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like one of those like frustrating things where like, dang it, I hate to do it, but unfortunately it is not financially feasible for me to do it right now. Whereas some people are able to do it. So had to step away from it a little bit, but it's still working out. Still getting my Smite in without a doubt. So before we go ahead and jump into community news, guys, I want to remind you guys that this show is available on iTunes. So if you guys want to go ahead and check out the audio-only version on your way to work, at the gym, while you're riding the bus or the train, you can download it off of iTunes. And it's also available on Android if you're just going to go ahead and download the MP3 or, set up your RSS feed. So make sure you guys check that out as well. But let's go ahead and jump into community news. One of the bigger things going on in Smite right now, we do have the Curse, Voice, and Smite join forces. So those of you guys not familiar, I'll post the link in chat. But there is a link available for this. And pretty much what's going on is there's been a strong demand for some type of VoIP system. And Curse has done a very, very good job of integrating it. I'll throw it over to you guys first. What do you guys think about this? Fats, any impressions or thoughts on having a VoIP system now built in with Smite if you have the Curse client?
All right, two things. One good, one bad. One good thing is you'll finally be able to communicate with your team outside of VGS.
Okay.
Make the correct calls fast enough.
Yeah.
If your hands can't travel the keyboard enough, especially with those weird commands like "on my way" is VGO.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
Weird.
not.
What is it?
VVVE. It's really easy.
Then what's the other one with O? On it.
That's on it. On it. Incoming. Those are garbage.
Yeah.
Like,
Those are weird spots.
The beauty of the VGS is I can say most of what I want to say with my left hand. Be like,
Yeah.
retreat,
Then there's weird things.
retreat,
Yeah.
But it's
etc.
still good to be able to talk. I mean, that makes it easier on
Yeah.
everybody. But the problem I have with the VGS is how can I report somebody if they're calling you names?
Yeah.
Well, you could report them in game and just mute them in curse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess
I'm just saying how they would what the hell? How would they have the evidence?
Well,
about
that would be sort of like and I mean I don't know. I'm not.
That's the thing. It's
I'm not a
easy
dude that does
PM
that
mechanism,
at high
but I like
rates.
it.
Well, I mean, I assume it works like they have no evidence, so you report them once, they're not going to do anything. But a guy keeps getting reported, then they'll give him the old Gavin slap.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's really two parts of the curse client. There really is the communication aspect of it, and then pretty much the bad manner side. And those are kind of two things to really look at. The communication side, I've seen, and I've asked a few people actually before the show tonight, what are their thoughts on it, and talked with a few people about it, and they like it from the communication side a lot in ranked actually, because of having that ability to coordinate much better than you normally would be. Which is awesome, which is excellent. I mean, that is great, especially in ranked, where, that is a whole nother level of tryhard, to be honest with you. And then on the opposite side of that, you have the bad manner side of it, where people are saying at this point, I've heard several people saying I have not experienced bad manner play from people in the curse client as of yet. And I think that's awesome. But my question is, for how long? Because if we look at markets like the console market, where they have it built in with like your PS4s and your Xbox platforms, you eventually get to a point where you have your younger kids and adults even playing it that curse you out and, completely abuse the system. Now, F. you had a comment on that. What do you got?
Yeah. I mean, that's nice anecdotal evidence, but my anecdotal evidence is I'm pretty sure I've only encountered a single troll in all 200 plus hours I have playing Counter-Strike.
Okay.
So
I like that.
mean, so like, and Counter-Strike is basically just voice. When somebody when you connect, you have the mics on, and once in a while, one guy speaks Russian or doesn't have a mic. Like that's how that goes.
Okay.
So I mean, it's. I haven't experienced I haven't experienced any BM with curse, but you know what I don't like about it is that it's totally taken away my ability to just chill.
Because you have to talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't want to talk. I just want to play. Here's some VGS stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to
my that's my thing. My beef is the music, and in ranked, honestly, I kind of feel like curse or go home.
Yeah, I agree.
Use voice. And
huge advantage.
But sometimes I just want to rock out in the solo lane and listen to tunes without putting on headphones or whatever. So that's probably the only downside is when I for my own lack of awareness don't want to use it. But basically, it's just every game that I've played with it has just been better. Every person that I've experienced on it, even when things didn't go right, has just been better.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love the integration factor where I had no clue how to use it at first, so I just launched the curse client, jumped into game, and it did the rest of the work for me. And I like that. I like that it's not a lot of work, and I'm really glad that Curse and HiRez partnered together to make it a polished product before getting it out there and having you have to set up this config, you have to adjust this, and now you're good to go to use this. I really like that. Literally, you launch the curse client, launch Smite, and it does the rest for you. So I think I'm very happy with it. Where do you think they can go? Where do you think they can go with it? Down the road, what are the possibilities with it though? That you'd like to see? Do you want to, as you guys talked about, do you want to see certain things enabled, disabled? Fats kind of talked about maybe a reporting system that would be nice, so that if you do have people that are causing a problem, you can properly report them. What else are you guys hoping out of it?
I mean, it's good where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I want it to auto hang up on
After
the
a
people
game?
when I'm done after
Yes,
the game. 'Cause,
I
like,
agree.
Like sometimes, like last night was perfect example. Like I finished my game, like all right, and then I go to my Mumble to like unmute myself. I'm just talking to my boys in Mumble for a while, and then like guys like, all right, I'm leaving, peace, and I'm like, what? And I look
Yeah.
at the cursing, and there's like 4 dudes in my. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, at least like I wasn't talking about my social security number or anything. But, like,
Right?
It still sucks.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Honestly, to be fair, I was basically just screaming about Evo, but like, it's kind of annoying, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But
people in chat are saying push to talk, you know, can definitely solve that.
Push to talk is a problem with everything nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Like,
what
everything had push to talk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you.
You realize Curse has push to talk?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Where?
Oh yeah, it's in there. Oh yeah, I used
Wait,
it.
are you serious?
I used it today.
I never touched it.
If you go into the settings and push
The
the settings for Curse Guys, you have the option for open mic
Go
or
to
push
settings, click on push to talk,
and
if
then it asks
want
you for
push
your
to
key.
talk.
Yep.
I never messed with it. I just opened it and played.
Yeah,
So,
I think
I've only used it once.
I don't think defaultly it should be open mic. I think by default it should be push to talk.
Everything's
yeah.
default
It-
open
it-
mic for some reason.
It's open
I
mic
don't get it.
because then you gotta like get your own button. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't know it
yeah.
had push to talk because I've only used it once.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm disagreeing with what people have been saying. My bad.
It's all
Let me
right.
not be
We'll
ignorant.
allow it. We'll allow it. It's okay. It's okay.
You're
So.
right.
I mean, the last big thing about the Curse client, guys, is it's a quick free 200 gems. So if you guys go ahead, set it up and use it after your first game of using it, you get an email. And it's like, here, congratulations. Here's your 200 gem code. So make sure you guys check it out and enjoy it. Jumping on to the second thing for community news.
And just so you know, before we move on to the second thing in community news,
Sure.
You can't cheese the system. Don't try to make a second email account and redeem that gem code on your account. Just something I heard.
Yeah.
Heard.
Or tried.
You cannot generate
Oh,
10,000
man.
10,000 gems. You just can't do it. I've heard.
Thank you.
Heard.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you for letting us know how that works.
Yeah, yeah. Way to be that guy. All right, second thing, guys. HiRez did go ahead and extend the gem special that they did have going on. That will be extended here to July 14th, which is tomorrow. So make sure you guys get your purchase of your God packs, your purchase of your different gem packs as well. Get that in now. So that you guys can get the discount available with them. It will end tomorrow, July 14th. So please make sure that you guys do that.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. You got to get it
You know
in.
what else happens tomorrow?
What's tomorrow? Tell
Raw
me.
America goes away.
Oh, that's right. And same thing with the Shablanque football skins as well.
Can you say that again? That was hilarious.
Football skins.
Football. You sounded really
Hey everybody, I'm
funny.
HiRez Kelly. I'm here with HiRez.
As well, guys, something else to take a note out this past week, HiRez did hit on their Smite Facebook page 1 million follows, so congratulations to them. That's a pretty big deal.
I think Facebook is likes, man.
Yeah, likes? Okay. But
Can you clap with me?
yeah. It's golf clap. It's golf clap, right, Fats? Golf clap. Golf cast, golf clap. But so I will go ahead and put in chat. They actually put together a cool little office tour video, and you actually get to see kind of what their office looks like now that they did go ahead and expand it so much, and which was kind of cool. They showed I guess they call the room Mushroom Kingdom, which is like the new office layout area, and you can see how much they've expanded since if you guys saw like a office tour video they did like a year ago, you can see the huge difference. And then I think I forget, maybe it was Nabil's Twitter, that they actually purchased now even more office space to expand into. It was like 10,000 square feet more or something ridiculous. So good for them. I mean, they are, I know.
Let me get a spot.
What's that? Yeah, right? Right? Save my
Fats
man Fats and F dot a spot. Come on now, guys.
I know exactly what I can do there too.
Yeah, what's
I
that?
can be the only funny guy in the company.
The court jester?
Oh! Shots
Damn.
fired!
But at who?
That's right. That's right.
Who there's even has the jokes?
So, finishing up our community news section, two things I wanted to point out for you guys is a site that's actually under development right now is called Elo Stats. And this is pretty cool. There, I know for a fact that, a lot of your casters and stuff like that, F. You can vouch for this. You guys have a stats tool that you guys use when casting that is available to you. Right. Right now, there isn't really anything public right now that is available that goes ahead and has this for you. So if you guys go over, it's elostats.com. This was actually posted on Reddit. It's very much a work in progress, so definitely give them a break here. You don't need to go over it with a fine comb here. But taking a look at some of these stats, there's some really good stats available on here.
We just killed the website.
Oh, I think we did. all of a sudden, the website's like crawling. But pretty cool website. Some cool stuff to see in there regarding, that you can check out regarding stats for, gods that win percentages and loss percentages. Bans is really cool to see. There's definitely some stats that I wasn't expecting on there. So definitely check it out. Elo stats. Follow along with it because I think that's important as we get down the road here. I think we'll see some pretty cool improvements on this site as well. And it's just one guy doing it. So check it out. Finally, last thing to mention within our community news before we jump into our community emails from you guys. Community news, there is a site that I've been seeing posted a decent amount on Reddit. Same thing on Twitter. It's called SmiteESports.blogspot.com. And this, this was actually submitted via email as well to the show because some time ago, I think, we were talking about how there isn't a lot of articles out there and news out there and blogs out there just surrounding the Smite community. So this guy's been posting here for a little while, has some really lengthy, in-depth type of a blog post that he's made. The newest one is on tiers, bans, and seeds. On top of that, the one before that, wow, that's really long. Before that, he has a little bit of everything in there. Best players in the scene he goes through and talks about in NA and EU in his opinion. So, check it out for sure and see kind of what you guys think of it. And, I'd really be interested to see what you guys think of us now seeing more and more articles, journalists and blogs coming out. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but we do have a decent amount out there. We have Game On Magazine that has some decent articles in there. Smite Central follow alongs the esports scene pretty well. This Blogspot now, and is there any other ones you guys can think of that I'm missing in regards to articles or esports follow-ups outside of HiRez?
F.'s Twitter.
F.'s Twitter.
Oh, yeah. My Twitter is a good
C9
spot.
Scoops.
Yeah? All right. You guys.
Yeah, C9 Scoops.
C9 Game Scoops.
I'm going to go ahead and give my serious stamp of approval on the
Please do.
SmiteESports.blogspot.com. It's something that I've been asking for a while. I haven't contributed because I'm a dirtbag, but I think it's really sweet that people are coming out and really giving some long-form articles.
Okay.
Just the fact that this exists, and there's thought process behind it, and as far as quality is concerned, it's there. That's the most important thing you can do. I see sometimes people say like, "Oh, how can I be like a big streamer, or how can I be like a member of the community, or how can I be anything more than your average feeder in the casual queue?" And I mean, this is the answer to that, and the same question of I love Smite and how can I make Smite bigger. Here you go. You could literally just create content that didn't exist before, and that does two things. It boosts the game itself, and people start to pay attention to who you are. I can think of a couple of people just recently that have really done work. Shouts to MLB Star. He is the one that goes ahead on Reddit and makes the post-game threads that people have finally started commenting and upvoting. It used to be me, Captain Twig, and Sio going, "Why the hell don't people care about this?" But everybody's crappy god concept is on the front page. And like
my new god concept. That god.
I will.
And veggies.
Yeah, I agree.
hey, that was P-Bats. That was a good one.
Rip P-Bat.
But nah, seriously, it's that's how you do it, and quality content's cool. So shouts to SmiteESports.blogspot.com.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Shouts to that guy or girl for doing the community a real service and a real favor. There's really no other long form stuff out there like this.
Okay.
If you scour the internet hard enough, you can find my original blog spot. It's out there. I won't link it, but some
terrible.
internet detective can find it.
Probably
And it's basically sort of
Chat,
like
find
this,
it for me, please.
and
Find it for me,
it's-
please.
And and this is something that I really value in the community. I
Sure.
value long form journalism, long form sports journalism in all of my sports, and everything that I pay attention to. And seeing this come to Smite is really solid. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a handful of these. I mean, imagine 10 blogs like this that are posting weekly. It would be awesome to be able to have those types of people. Any last comments on elostats.com or SmiteESports.blogspot.com at all before we move on to community emails? All right.
Elostats.com is actually pretty sweet, and
Yeah.
it's everything you've ever wanted with respects to stats and stuff like that. Right now it might be dead. But
Yeah, we are sorry. This guy probably hosts this on his home server, and all of a sudden he's got 2,300 people hitting it at the same time. So I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's one of your things where you're like, damn it, I'm too cool. I'm too cool. No, curses, Shazbot. No.
Okay,
Shazbot.
all right, slow down.
I'm gonna boot you off this show right now.
So
You're gonna boot me off the show? I mean, you know what? If that's what you want to do, go right ahead. Have fun, just the two of you guys, without the only funny one.
we'll call we'll call it two dudes.
Don't
Two
Dr.
dudes.
PP your pants.
Just call it,
now, okay?
call it two dudes. The show, like, right now we're easily rocking 2.5 men. Thank you, F. for being half a dude. We're doing it pretty well. Call it half a dude.
Well,
and
if Fats left, it'd be two dudes and a bottle of milk. So. Please.
Moving on. Gotta keep the children under control. If you guys are interested, please go ahead and email the show. We get a decent amount of emails per week. Email the show, smiteupdate@gmail.com. Questions and comments, and then we'll take a handful of them to talk about on the upcoming show the following week there. So this week, we'll start out. I'll take question number 1 is from Chance. He says, it's awesome to watch you guys. I just wonder if the game is still a game to you guys, or is it more of a job? So I'm going to throw it to Fats first, and then we'll go to F.
Why'd you go to me first?
I just thought you would be perfect to
Game.
go first. Yep.
I believe it's way more of a game right now.
Okay.
It's always been more of a game than a job. Trust me.
Okay. And I think
Fun playing games like Serqet's cool, man. The new god is fun. The skins are dope. It's a game. Have fun with it. Don't be a baby about it. GG.
So we'll throw it over to F. F. Right now for you, is this more of a game or more of a job for you?
I mean, frankly, it's both. I would never.
Okay.
What? I'm muted?
No, you were for a second there. It's okay. There was just a delay.
You're good.
Go for it.
Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
No. I mean, like, I would never, call this a job in the sense that I love my contributions to the
sure.
community and all that 9 yards. But it's definitely a little more than a game to me at this point. There's a lot of cool stuff that I get to put my hands in and really do, whether it be casting or just content creation or even the streams I do outside of this stuff.
I live Smite, but still a game. I
Yeah.
can go outside. I did it yesterday. It's hot.
I went outside yesterday. 1-4-72. All right, we'll see when I make it second day outside.
Yeah, I mean.
What? Bad joke.
For me, I think as these guys have reiterated, it's always a game first for us at this point, and it needs to be fun for you. If it's no longer fun, you get burnt out and have to step away from the game, and that does happen for some people. I mean, for me, for a little while, it definitely felt like a job at the same time running parallel. I know Fats, you stream a lot. I stream a lot as well. I was streaming 5 days a week, and then was on Smite game for 5 hours. Now, granted. I have a full-time job. I work 7 to 5 every day. And then on top of that, I would come home, spend time with my family, and then stream for another 5 hours at night if I had the time to, and then stream on Smite game. And for me, the other day, like that last week, I had to make a decision and go, financially, it's not viable for me to try to be streaming, which was making me some revenue, donations, sub button, commercial stuff like that, making some revenue from Smite off of YouTube, making some revenue off of the Smite Shop website as well. And so at one point it definitely does become a job. And for me, I finally had to make a decision to go, listen, like me personally, with my viewership, with everything, it's just financially not viable for me. But for other people, they can do it. There's other people out there that can make streaming definitely a job and can make the money off of it.
Streaming, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want people to be like, oh, well, so and so has X amount of viewers, says he makes X amount of money. Of course, it's happened. Look at all the players out there. Look.
Well, I mean, now you're opening up to like a philosophical discussion.
Okay.
Of, like,
okay.
What exactly it is to
Sure.
what is a job.
That is
and
true.
What isn't.
That is true. I do not want to venture down that road.
In that sense, that I like. Some of the things I do around the community, provide for me.
Yeah.
And I stream a little bit. No sub button love. I don't get viewership like that. But my viewers do tend to, help me out here and there. And, while I would, as far as
I know what you're saying.
definition is concerned, then it's a very binary answer. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
And whether or not whether I'm getting paid right now is irrelevant, because what I do and what I always have done for the community has always been like sort of just because I'm into it.
Yeah.
So as far as that's concerned, like I got into casting. I said, hey, I want to cast. There wasn't any like it wasn't like, man, I gotta provide for my family. Let me try and do this for a while.
Yeah.
It was just like, I'm really into Smite. So
yeah.
I have a hard time, much like people that, work in sports or really work in something that they love, I have a hard time calling anything like this a job, so to speak.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy everything I do for the community. My idiotic streaming and dumb jokes. Fun times we have.
Dumb jokes confirmed.
Yeah.
Dumb jokes are still funny.
Oh!
Hater.
Oh my word.
But anyway, like everything I do because I want the community to have fun and create a good environment. That's my whole point. Is I hate BM unless I'm being BM'd like F dot because he's an adult and knows how to handle it and we're friends and he understands
He's
we're joking.
adult.
I don't want people being like dicks to each other because somebody forgot to get the last creep in a wave.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I hate that, and I want this community to be better than that.
Yeah.
So I work at that. I make sure everybody has a good time. Have fun with the game. Play with your friends so you don't have to deal with, the few a-holes in the community. And, pick Fenrir. The dog.
He's a dog.
He's a dog. Oh, boy. All right. So I'll throw it over to F. Dot. Why don't you take question number 2? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can you read? Are you good? You need help?
He does this every show. He's like, all right, hang on. I have to open it up again. I got to get log out. There he is. Now he's in the dock. Yep, every show. Every single show.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was just pausing for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Question from Patrick. I bet you this is you.
He wrote it himself.
You probably submitted your own question.
I knew I was gonna get questioned about this if it was me, but I wasn't gonna put the guy's last name. I was not gonna put the guy's last name.
You probably. I'm just gonna envision this as you. Anyway.
Patrick Pro says.
I have been playing Smite for a while, and it makes me a bit annoyed when everyone is running around in skins and it looks like a Looney Tunes Royal Rumble. What's your options on it? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark,
all right, let me try and translate what that even means.
Go for it.
He's basically saying the skins are taken away from the lore aspect of the game and the fact that, it's about gods battling each other instead of Ninja Nemesis with Japanese racist voice act versus Robot Geb in Battle of the Siege Minion that's also a giant Godzilla.
And then Apollo comes through and he's like,
and then Bastet has cats that are also tanks. Please make Bastet's cats into tanks.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I mean, that would be the best thing in the world. Just go, my tanks. Boo, boo, boo.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree? I mean, what are you thinking?
No, this is a no. What? They make skins so people who already enjoy the game can pay money for things that'll help the company itself to enjoy the game even more. Say your favorite character is Apollo. Now he has silenced pistols. Would you not want that? Buy the skin. It's dope. It's like one of the best skins in the game, and the ult is actually insane. And the best thing about the patch, But like, this is somebody complaining just to complain.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand if you want a skinless game where it's like, okay, I'm actually this Greek goddess, blah, blah, blah. But other people might want to say, you know what? I really do enjoy playing Aphrodite with an actual afro. Because it's funny. Like, this is a Reddit question. I'm not going to, it's Reddit.
I can understand where they're coming from, to be honest with you.
I do, but it's just...
But at the same time, they have to, the person asking this just has to remember as well that, you know, the way that HiRez makes money off of their game is microtransactions. And we as the community are going to buy the Swag Agni skin because we love it.
What? Whoa. Okay.
It's Swag Agni. Come on now.
No. Intervention.
We let you fly.
It is 2 syllables, okay?
It is a Swag Agni skin. It's Swagni. It's Swagni. Oh my word.
Swagni.
We let too many Octane mispronounceables go through, and I'm not letting you do this one.
It is Swag Agni, but the name is Swagni. I understand it.
All right,
I understand it.
He understands.
What I'm saying is, but we as the community are definitely going to go ahead and purchase these, and that's how they make their money. So I understand the value of trying to keep to the game, to the aspect of gods, the battlegrounds of the gods. We understand that, you know, for sure. And I understand it does take away from that a little bit, but if we're gonna buy them and it's gonna make HiRez money, I'm all for it, because it just allows more things like the tournaments to occur and more people to be hired and stuff like that. So I'm all for it. Any last comments on the Royal Rumble atmosphere?
Someone in the chat said Octane the Dad.
Octane the Dad.
What if people called you Octane to Pro?
I'd be like, whatever.
Octane to Pro. Like,
whatever.
Come on, man. Swag knee.
I got it. Fats, why don't you take question number 3?
All right, question 3 from Vitor, I guess.
Hang on. F. Dot, did you have an answer to that? We did skip over.
Oh yeah, we forgot you.
Yeah, my answer is
Usually.
no.
Okay. Thank you. You heard it here.
He agrees with me. It's simple. All right, from Vitor, looking to what? What? Okay, I'm gonna try this again.
Yep.
Looking to after the Smite World Championship, do you think it would be possible to have country versus country tournaments with pre-qualifiers? Ugh.
So
that would actually be pretty bad, because with the player base and how good people are from certain countries, and the idea that servers are only in certain spots, it would be like EU versus US, not even EU, but that's not a country, like England versus America, and call it the Battle of 1776, except it's lagging and all the T is in the air because the game froze. Like, it wouldn't work.
I can see where the question comes from, just with like the World Cup finishing up here, and everything like that, and you know, just the question there. I think, and there's other sports that, you know, esports that do kind of have this type of style, but I think it would be cool. I just don't know if it would be viable in the next few years for Smite. What do you think about it, F. Dot?
I don't really get it. I mean, country versus country pre-qualifier in the sense of like a LAN event. I honestly, not even being a dirtbag right now, don't understand this question.
Okay.
What I mean, I guess yeah, I have no idea, dude.
Okay. Well, let's not dwell on it too long. Let's jump into our last one here. What is everyone's opinion on having voice packs of casters and well-known community members implemented into Smite? This is from Christopher. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. A portion of the voice pack profit could be rewarded back to the original person, as well to help make a career in the Smite scene more viable.
All right, here's the question. Here's the question. Octane.
Yeah.
Which god would you want to make a voice pack for?
Probably, maybe Ymir. I think I like Ymir. Ymir or Geb?
My mind hurts right now.
Those would be hilarious. Does it mispronounce everything? Coming to
as the bigger person,
the Jeff Hindela.
As the bigger person, I ignore your comment and move on, asking you your thoughts on this question.
Is missing.
I like the idea
of milk.
You guys suck.
I'm returning to base. It's 9 p.m.
You guys are.
Stop.
I'm gonna behave myself. I'm gonna behave myself.
So,
All right. Anyways.
I think this is a little different. I mean, this is a fun question, so let's roll with it.
Yeah.
But the way it works in Dota, and that's what I assume this is referencing, is that the actual announcing stuff like you know, your right tower is under attack. Like that's like the announcer pack, as opposed to like an individual god. I really don't think Fats could voice any god.
I can probably voice any god in the game.
Yeah, you probably could.
I am one of the more entertaining people in the community, and that's a fact and not my opinion.
Well, let's, you know, I mean, HiRez is always, you know, just like with the fun skins that we see, they're always finding a way in order to make a few bucks here and there with the microtransactions. I like this idea. I think it's a great idea. I think there's enough people in the scene that they would have a decent amount of these available. And plus, if it gives money back to the people that work so hard,
I'm down.
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I mean, there's probably plenty of people that would buy an Fats, Dry Bear, Hindu Man, DM Brandon.
I'd buy a Fats pack.
You know, like I feel like there's plenty.
A Fats pack where I voice like everything in the world.
Yeah. I'd buy a Fats pack.
Going down!
and I would have to get the DM Brandon pack because it would be binary. It would only have, no matter what you do, it would only have two things. It would go destruction, and it would go, what are you thinking? And that's it. Those are the only two things that would exist in the DM Brandon pack.
Terrible.
I
would buy it just to laugh. But like, all right, if I had to choose a voice pack, like a god that I enjoy that I'd like to do the voice for,
go for it.
Obviously, Bakasura. Like, it makes sense.
I like it. I like it.
I hate you. Bakasura.
It would make sense. I could do voice packs like everybody I like. I could do Chalk if you want me to be really stupid.
Yeah.
I could do Vulcan, basketball player Vulcan. Shoot the three. Shoot the three.
I think it would be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah.
It would be really cool. I don't know if it's actually would happen, but I think it'd be a really cool idea. If you guys want to email the show, the information is directly below our portraits. If you're listening to the audio version, it's SmiteUpdate@gmail.com. Please go ahead and email us, and we'll definitely go ahead and take a few of them and read them next show. To everyone watching on Twitch right now, if you guys are enjoying the show, please go down below, click the streamer feedback button, and give us some feedback on the show. It'll be listed under Octane Pro, and just list some feedback. You guys do, what your thoughts are in the show, what you like about the show. If you see room for improvement, definitely put it there. HiRez reads it. So your feedback keeps this show on Smite Games. So please go ahead, click the streamer feedback directly below. Jumping into esports news, I wanted to talk about this first. TSM's BootCamp. Zimstar actually shot me a message earlier today letting me know of this, and I thought it'd be cool to talk about. So all of the players from TSM will be flying to Zimstar's place this next week to BootCamp for the ESL. So they're gonna be bootcamping. Yeah. So this is a pretty big deal, to be honest with you. I mean, I think this is awesome to see this type of stuff occurring. We let me know that they're going to be going ahead. They're going to be streaming a ton. You're going to see probably about 5 streams up very much next week, all the time for TSM. They're going to be analyzing games, watching replays together, practicing together. So I think, and then also doing some team building exercises as well that they let me know together. So I think this is a great idea, and I'm hoping that we see more and more of this within the Smite scene. I think this is a great first step. Over the last few weeks, there's been talk, from Dignitas about team houses. This boot camping starting to occur with TSM. I mean, I think this is awesome. I think this is definitely starting to move in the next next step for esports within Smite. So, pretty cool. Any comments on that from you guys?
I think that is baller as hell and exciting to hear that they're doing that to ensure that they're going to be able to perform at their peak and do as well as they're about to do.
Yeah.
Shout out to TSM. Shout out to Trix Tank.
Shouts to Zimstar. It's probably everybody just chilling at his house. I mean, Team Solo made it a big deal, but we're still very much
in his house.
Yeah, they're at his house. I mean, maybe everybody's asking for a drunk Moji voice pack.
Oh my god!
I'd
team. It's so terrible.
Yeah. I'm really impressed. I think this is a real professional move. And TSM, no knocking to the other teams, but TSM really have led the charge in Smite to professionalism. Dignitas does everything right, and a lot of the teams don't do anything wrong in that sense. But TSM has really led the charge on presenting their organization as a real franchise ready to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
As opposed to just a bunch of gamers. And like I said, no knock to any of the teams. I'm not saying that that's how they present themselves, but TSM is really taking the first step and taking the largest step, I think, in that respect. And I think this is just proof in the pudding. You want to prove that these people are taking it seriously, and you want something more than somebody that's just a little bit better than you. This is how you're going to get it. From teams really pulling out all the stops and going the extra 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 yards and really making it happen. So credits to Zimstar, credits to everybody at Team Solo Mid that are part of making this happen, and credits to the players for being a part of it and not saying a number of excuses. I mean, it's the summertime.
Yeah.
These dudes are in school. These dudes, this is their time to not be in school, and they're totally down to committing a large amount of time to following this. That is a really big deal to me, and I appreciate it as a viewer and a member of the community. And I hope a lot of people out there realize that. So
yeah. Shout outs to all.
Big ups to everybody involved.
Shout outs to Zimstar as well for letting us know.
Having a house.
This wasn't announced anywhere. He literally came to me. It's like, hey, haven't announced this yet, but want to make sure you guys announce it and have it first. So shout outs to you, man. I appreciate it for letting us announce this for you guys on the show live. So pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and talk about this weekend's standings at the current moment. I'm sorry, not standings, but the results from this past weekend. So I'll throw it over to F. What do we have for NA and EU?
Oh my goodness, absolutely just crazy stuff. Plain crazy stuff. NA and EU both were a powder keg of emotion. We were taking a look towards on Reddit. Our buddy that I actually mentioned before, MLB Star, he gave us a really dope thread. Giving us all the information on all the possible scenarios that could really happen with respects to these situations that presented themselves. As far as a lot of the wins and losses this weekend resulted in people going to the LAN or people going home hungry.
Yeah.
A lot of these games really had a lot more riding on them than just a simple, yay, we get good. There's a lot more stuff involved, and I actually can't find it.
Rip.
But yeah, it spelled out all the scenarios, and we actually saw one of the more interesting scenarios happen with SK Gaming.
Oh, so cool. So cool.
Which was, they sort of clawed from the bottom and really made it happen. But I guess we'll start talking about North America.
Okay.
The contention in North America was between 5 Angry Men and Cognitive Red.
Yeah.
What's it called? You had MLB Star. Go link me the thread, bro. I'll give you permission. Go check your stuff because I want to talk about that. But Cog vs 5am was the big story. It was basically who was going to get into the top 4, who was going to go to LAN, regional LAN, that is, etc. So we had Cog versus we had Cog Red versus we had Cognitive Gaming versus 5am. And this was after the Cog Red game. So I guess we'll start with Cog Red. Because the Cog Red and 5 Angry Men was one-sided. I think that Cog Red didn't... 5am outperformed 5am, honestly. DJ Pernicus is a very interesting coin to flip. He plays very passively in the jungle, and he makes highlight plays. When highlight plays don't work, they look really bad. And they kind of are. And that's what goes down with DJ Pernicus. Either he wins out fantastically, or sometimes he makes the really wrong decision.
Okay.
And in this case, 5am versus Cog Red, he made a lot of the highlight plays that we asked for. DJ Pernicus and Rushed basically carried the game. Everybody played well, but DJ Pernicus and Rush really stuck out.
Okay.
They won by 20,000, 17,000 gold.
Wow. Huge difference.
Yeah. So that was pretty insane, right? And then so what happened was after that, 5 a.m. progresses on. They face the quote unquote real COG.
Oh snap! Oh snap! Don't say that. Don't say
COG
that.
Magenta. COG Magenta.
Original COG.
COG Alpha. COG Prime. Okay.
COG 1. COG. Like, come on.
A team. Okay.
Get out. A team. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so 5 a.m. goes nuts. 5 a.m. just they invade. They kill. Like, Mace is level 7. Mace in the face is level 7 at like 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh my word.
Like, he is ready to do work. He's ISIS with a magic pot. He's just going.
Rip magic pot.
So they're just going for it. I didn't get a chance to. Oh wow.
Rip
Okay.
They killed Omega for the first blood before the game started. Like, they were 5-man invade. They killed Omega before the game. It was absolutely insane.
I guess they had to, though. I mean, they had to go with that type of strategy to start out. Just with,
exactly. I mean, credit to them. I don't think that I'm alone, and I don't think that I'm wrong in saying that COG is, in general, a better team than 5am.
Oh, I could completely agree, and I think the strategy was a great one. I mean, it's a great hopes to get ahead early enough that they can hold it.
Yeah. It basically created a nice tie game until about, like, the 20-minute mark, and then COG did what COG does. COG got 2 quick kills in mid, and then they got Fire Giant for absolutely free at the end of the game.
Gaming.
Yeah, they're strong team.
Don't give them an inch. You can't, because their communication is so good that when they finally get that one thing, it's like, all right, y'all really want to win? They're like, yeah, all right, we win. That's it. That's not a joke. That's
and that's something that you know, Wolfie has been on our show. I talked to him off camera, on camera, the whole 9 yards, and that's something that Wolfie really brought home with him after he played with COG in the Smite Central 5v5.
Okay.
1 week, and he was just like, dude. So I mean, background on Wolfie, if you guys just know him from Smite, he's played on other teams. He played. Reason Gaming. He played on a lot of different stuff. He's been in the competitive scene for a long time. He played competitive League of Legends. You know, he's been on a lot of different teams in competitive video games. Yeah, he's been around the block, and he was just like, dude, it's perfect. It's like entering. You know, he described it as just like, dude, he just goes in and everybody just communicates. Everybody just says what's happening, and it's how it should work, and that's what separates them, you know. And this is, like I said, this is Wolfie, who's been around the competitive gaming scene for a long ass time, and he could just, you know, there's a difference there that not a lot of the other teams have. So that's part of the reason why they're so potent.
Yeah, I mean, I know when we had Wolfie on a little bit after that, he had pretty much. You had reiterated exactly what he had said, pretty much. And, you know, he had said just you know, he's like, hey, it's just easy. Things clicked. It flowed so easy. So, yeah, for sure. So how did that end up? And we had 5 Angry Men ended up losing that versus COG.
Yeah. And so that was, honestly, it was the predicted outcome, and it was also the hilarious outcome. Because, and when I say hilarious, I mean really interesting. Because what happened was, with them losing that match, Snipe versus 5 Angry Men, they created a storyline where Snipe versus 5am played in the 3rd place match. If 5 Angry Men win, they go to LAN, and if they lose, COG Red goes to LAN.
Oh.
So Snipe got the opportunity to be the Dream Crushers, because Snipe's position didn't change, which is really, this is always so exciting. Snipe's position doesn't change. Like, whereas if they beat 5 Angry Men, it is what it is.
Yeah, they're locked in pretty much.
Yeah. So what was really cool was seeing that interaction of the COG Red guys cheer for Snipe, a team that they like have to be against.
But
you know, they played
needed to go.
Exactly. Like they've played so many times against each other. You know, they're supposed to, like, you know, they're kind of rivals because they're on an even level of skill, in my personal opinion. I think that COG and Dig are a little separate, and then COG Red and Snipe and 5am are all sort of like in that same little mix. Some better than others, But I think Snipe and Cog Red really match up against each other well, and da-da-da-da-da. And yet you have like my favorite takeaway was, and you know, this is a Smite community. Jeremy on Twitter tweeted at all the people on Cog Red and was like, "I better see y'all subbing and donating to my channel right now, or I'm gonna throw the game," which was hilarious. The result of that game, if you guys don't know, there was a lot of hype stuff that happened. Jeremy actually hit his ults. It was really solid.
Nice.
3 out of 8.
But so 5 Angry Men started off pretty well. DJ Pernicus had like some kills, and then chat was blowing up with "Pern down for what?" because
the Scoobs and F dot
he's just like perning out. You know, he's going crazy.
Turn it out.
and then homie kills himself to Gold Fury.
And the casters decided it was a good time to say, "Pern down for what? Oh, it seems like the Gold Fury." Shout out to terrible DM Brandon and awful Hindu man.
Yeah, it was funny because like I had just tweeted "Pern down for what?" probably about 10 seconds before
and
I saw
then
him.
I get a tweet by them.
Yeah, because he approached the Gold Fury and we just gotta highlight this. I'm sorry, Pern.
I really don't know how it happened.
Like,
but right.
so he had enough health. Well, you look at the health bar and you're like, he's going to die. Pern, don't hit it. Pern, don't hit it. And he just goes up and he's Thor and he goes whack. And Gold Fury hits him once, and everybody in the audience is like, "Dude, he's gonna get hit one more time." And there it is, he's dead. And he just died to the Gold Fury. And like that meant that his team, like, it was really hilarious. But the implication of that was his team could no longer do Gold Fury. His team, it was very early. Gold Fury could only be done if everybody was there. Pern died to it. Gold Fury couldn't be got. It really hurt 5 AM in the mental department, and Snipe wound up winning. But, you know, and I'm not blaming Pernicus for that loss. I think it was a well-fought game by 5 AM. Snipe just wound up taking it. But that was pretty hilarious. But so, you know, I tweet, "Pern down for what?" as he's walking towards Gold Fury, and I'm like, no. And he dies, and like 40 seconds later, not even, probably like 21 seconds later, I just go, I guess you could Pern down for that. I think I just tweeted "Pern down for that." Like, it was because he had just made plays. It was just such a big Pern around, man. It really was. It was an overconfident play. Exactly what we expect from Pernicus, honestly.
Yeah.
It really is. So you know, it was in his play style, and it was the right call, but he hit it first instead of somebody else.
So I guess that brings us into the finals directly after that for Cog versus Dig. Not even exciting, right? Not even exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean that was like these are the games that mattered. The finals wound up going to Cognitive.
Typical. Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's typical.
No. I'm sorry. Typical. What I mean is Cog versus Team Dig. Not who won that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Typical being the top two teams facing each other in the finals.
Yeah.
That's understandable. But I wouldn't really call it typical because lately we've seen Snipe up there.
Yeah.
We saw these other names that aren't, the three-letter boys. So, new things.
And it's gotten a little bit of a shake-up. But with respect to, honestly, the Cog and Dig games, they're always good games, which is why, I mean, I'm an NA, so fanboy, throw around whatever word you want to use. But when y'all come through and you're like, oh, EU's so exciting, there's so many good teams and winning, I totally agree with y'all on that. But every time Cog and Dig face off in the finals, I don't get to watch a bad game.
I'm gonna quote what Scoob said in the chat on Saturday. He said, "How do you guys even watch NA? EU is just so much more standard. It's always the same people winning over there, and over here it's like, oh, who's this team? Pernicus, what's he doing?" And people win when you don't think they're gonna win.
Yeah.
Whereas in EU, it's just like, hey, NQ is NQ.
Yeah, actually, it's actually kind of funny. The scenes kind of went backwards. We started off this season with
the static Dig.
Yeah, and it was boring. Like, it was Cog versus Dig and Dig won. Cog versus Dig and Dig won. Cog versus Dig and Cog won.
Like 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, like it was just and then EU was like, this team and this team and that team and TSM.
Where's TSM?
Like TSM was booty, and then these teams you've never heard of was coming through. Dirgius, who made a name for himself and his team I5, were sort of doing it, but not really. And it was, it was all craziness in EU. And then as we approach the end of the year, Cloud9 is second place every single week.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get a little rotation, but Worth Gaming cooled off a little bit. A lot of these teams cooled off a little bit. And then you take a look at NA, and all of a sudden 5 Angry Men matters. Smite reminds people that they're actually really damn good at this game. And there was a lot of shakeup towards the end for the NA scene. So it's kind of interesting how those two scenes like backwards to each other, they mirrored. It was very interesting to watch. I was into it.
So I guess my thoughts are now, I guess we can kind of talk about our standings now for NA, and then what opportunities are still available for somebody like 5 Angry Men and stuff like that. So what do we got for our standings?
So the way our standings stand out right now in North America, we basically have COG at the top. Mm-hmm. And COG 1, Dig 2, Snipe 3, COG Red 4. All right, and then in EU, it's Cloud9, TSM, Team Closed Blue, previously known as Worst Behavior, and I5. Actually, SK Gaming. They're tied, but SK Gaming won the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
so that puts SK Gaming number 4. If you guys aren't in that top 4, if you guys don't know the whole situation, essentially, this is the end of the weekend tournaments as we know it. We're moving on to bigger and, in my personal opinion, better, much better things called the SPL, the Smite Pro League. It is exactly what a lot of other organizations do with themselves, whether it be MLB, etc. What happens is you have a select group of teams. Right now it's at 6 that are part of the Smite Pro League. And it's just 6 teams that you know are guaranteed to be good. So when you turn on the tournament, you get to see the team that you want to watch. No disrespect to some of the earlier teams in the brackets, but sometimes you turn on the tournament at 9 a.m. Eastern or 12 p.m. Eastern, and you get to watch, Team Fats versus Team F. You don't really want to watch that.
Well, the nice thing will be too is the Smite Pro League brings you, daily content almost, you could say, throughout the week. And there will be schedules available. So, this allows you, I think FDOT had definitely talked about this when SPL was first announced, how, hey, if you're a huge SK Gaming fan, you could go ahead and look at the schedule, find out when they're going to be going ahead and playing and stream, and tune in and watch it. And if you don't care about anybody else, you don't have to be. So, I think this is, we kind of talked about our next steps for the esports scene. This is taking us there. This direction is definitely this on top of team houses, this boot camping stuff that TSM is doing. So it's really exciting. So
yeah, and this is the tangible stuff. Boot camps and team houses and all that nonsense are stuff to supplement a scene that is there, and we need, basically the scene needs to be created for all of that to be warranted. Those are all just investments in a hypothetical scene that may or may not exist, and this is the actual scene. There's people out there like Smite Game Scoobs that really only want to pay attention to one team, Cloud9, as we all know, and so what it allows to do, a lot of the viewership that comes from sports or esports is team dedication and team compatibility, and you see me, I wear a baseball team on my head usually. I have a basketball team behind me, and I'm a big sports nerd, so maybe I like more than one team, but I can identify with my team. And especially when it comes to baseball, if I'm gonna watch it, I'm just gonna watch the Yankees. I'm not gonna watch a different team. So
you're gonna just watch the one team that you want to win.
Yeah,
basically. That's the idea of the quote-unquote fanboy, where you just watch for your team, and that's not a bad thing.
Exactly.
That's like hometown. What's the word thinking about? Hometown, rivalries. Not support, but whatever. Hometown hero.
I'm really excited to see what it's like at the Smite World Championship. The feeling and the backing of the teams versus what we saw at the Smite Launch Tournament. What we're going to see now, 6 months down the road, 7 months down the road.
Especially with so many more people in the community. A lot more people who are going to want to go because tickets are there's going to be a lot more. As you saw, the new venue's a lot bigger than the old one. And, one good thing I heard is the speakers won't be in the players' ears, which is hype.
I'm hoping that HiRez starts to team up or partner up with some of these teams and starts to sell or helps coordinate at the event, like team shirts. So like you can go and fit a shirt for any team that you're supporting. Like you know, like it's great that they have Smite shirts like they did there at the Smite launch tournament. But like I am eager and excited to go up to one of the store there or purchase available online ahead of time, like a shirt, or like F. is always a fan of the jersey of the team that you want to go ahead and promote, and that you and be able to do that, because I think that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But
yeah, I think that's a really big deal. So team identification is really important to me in the sense of, you know, I'm a big Smite nerd. I just like Smite. I just like the game of Smite. But I'm also a realist, and so a lot of my thoughts about the game and stuff definitely do cross into like the marketing department of Smite, because I want Smite to be. Dude, I want Smite to be huge.
Yeah.
I want Smite
to be huge. I want Smite to be the next baseball. Not boring.
Yeah, like I want to log on Twitch and see Smite #1 because we're running a tournament and Hindu Man is wearing a stupid bow tie in front of 500,000 people. Like that's what I want to see.
And the funny thing is, he can do
it. And so like
awful.
Team identity is a huge part of that. Yeah. Team identity is a huge part of that, and team identification in the sense that, like, you know, I read an article in a local Seattle paper about so Dota's having a rather large tournament called the International.
Just a little bit,
and yeah, it's like $10 million. But in any event, in the local Seattle paper, there was an article written, sort of like explaining what the hell esports is to people, because a lot of people don't understand what it is, and one of the things they mentioned was that it's less of a fan base and more of a community with respect to esports, and that's largely true, and I think that's a very good thing and a unique thing from esports. But I think we can definitely really benefit from people being into their own team. Like, it definitely breeds quote-unquote toxicity, if you want to overuse that buzzword for the moment. But one of the things that's really cool is that when I go to Boston and wear my Yankee hat, I have specific conversations versus if I go to like Oklahoma, you know, because there's a, for those of you that don't know, there's an interaction, there's a rivalry between the Yankees and the Red Sox, and this can promote storylines. And as we saw with the past 3 weeks or so of the SWC, storylines make the game so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, rivalry between blank and blank. Who's going to win it this week? Who knows? Watch, find out. And it's like, oh, man, I have somebody to root for. Or here's the underdog versus Super Saiyan level 17 Cog.
Yeah.
Snipe versus Cog used to be, to the people who didn't watch esports enough, it used to be like, wow, Snipe are the underdogs, when we've known that they've gone back and forth a couple times.
Yep.
But to the unknowing, it's like, oh, I have somebody to root for. Go Snipe, beat the big guy. Go Superman. It's like, you know, all that.
Yeah.
And to have that in anything will make anything more exciting. Like, if I played Pokemon and I choose the wrong thing and it's about to die and then it wins, it's the hypest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's a comeback. It's all about the comeback and the overcoming of the potential hard things and all that crap and hype, love, happiness.
Oh yeah.
Alt middle lane.
Yeah.
Coming through with the
But it's just cool as hell, and it creates another subsect of fans. You know, if you have, you know, you have Smite Game Scoobs goes ham about C9. I really don't know anybody that goes that ham for a different team.
Yeah.
I mean, I really, is there a super fan? Do we have another super fan out there that is a super fan of a team?
I mean, we got a Scoops, really.
I mean, we got
well,
Victor
honestly,
Monroe for Dig, I guess.
We probably have a lot of super fans, but Scoops is the only one who everybody knows.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be like a lot of super fans.
I'd say Victor Monroe for Dignitas. He's like modding all their channels. He's like a member of their little community.
Sherwin for Skype.
And like, you know, that's a cool, yeah, there you go. That's a cool conversation that if we just cloned them all, that would be a cool interaction. Like, you know, you go to the launch tournament and like we have the community.
Scoops, like, shut up, Sundar.
I would not want to clone Sherwin. But like they would just have like all the TSM fans like yelling at all the C9 fans, you know, and like Scoobs into the front like this. Like that's so cool. And it allows people to be a little more casual in the sense that you want to watch Smite, you have to be a super community fan. You have to watch and be into all of Smite, which is cool because I am. Sort of like I'm with basketball. I watch every single game.
Yeah.
But if I just want to watch my team, my New York Knicks, they give me the opportunity to do that because it's like on 5 days a week and I can turn on that specific game. They schedule it specifically. The downside to Smite right now is that if you want to watch your team, you can't do that. You have to like and appreciate all of Smite.
Correct.
Because you have to sit there on Saturday and watch
7 hours.
Might not even get streamed. And B, you might only get to watch one game. If they don't progress, then you only get to watch one game of them, etc. That's kind of a downside, and it really it doesn't prevent the casual fan from being involved because you totally can, but it prevents a certain breed of people. Because now that I know that, you know, my team Cognitas is going to be on Thursday night, you know, I can tune in just for that. I can watch the 3 games or so and then be out. I don't have to, you know, be a huge fan of this entire huge Smite scene and sit through games that are garbage and sit through teams that I don't care about. I can just watch my team, which is really cool. And that's super important. And I think it's going to bring a lot more people involved in the esports conversation overall, just because you'll be able to approach it from a more casual standpoint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. I think it's the next development of the scene that we've needed for a while. So I'm happy that and HiRez is able to do this so well with the structure of their tournaments coming up here. So outside of that, I guess, you know, as you talked about, 5 Angry Men did not make it into the top 4. We have two cognitive teams, which is awesome. I remember talking to David Fry when they first picked up Cognitive Red that same day, and he was like, I will be stoked if we can go ahead and go to any LAN tournament and have 2 cognitive teams there repping. I mean, that is a dream for an organization looking for sponsorships as well, to be able to say, you know what I mean? That opportunity. So that's exciting. So as you were talking about, F. Dot, this will, you know, these top 4 teams are in the Smite Pro League automatically, correct? And now, so that puts them into the Pro League automatically, and then from there, I'm trying to find my little sheet here. Does that automatically has them going to the Smite Pro League LAN kickoff? Which...
Well, only 2 teams go.
Okay.
So what happens is there's regionals in between that.
Oh, thank you. Perfect. Okay.
So what happens is the top 4 go to regionals, and they battle out in a 1-day LAN.
Okay.
Which will be at some point, and they're gonna fight off it as the top 4, and the top 2 from that go to finals. Okay. World finals.
Okay. So then, what is left? What is left for the teams that don't make it, like 5 Angry Men and stuff like that? What is still, because there's more than one avenue people can take to get back into this. Correct.
So there's going to be, so we have a Challengers Cup going on. We talked about this moving away from the weekend tournament archetype, so to speak, but they will still exist in a different form. Saturdays and Sundays will still be North America and EU, but it won't be the pros. It'll be quote-unquote challengers. I don't like to use that word amateur because...
it's really not.
Because it's such a loaded word. The Challenger Cup is everybody that's not in the SPL. So that means everybody, like Fats and I, could go ahead and make a team and get pooped on, or or Wolfie can go out there and grab 4 people from Masters and make a team. What happens is the top 2 members of the Challenger Series will fight the bottom 2 members of after this season, of course. The top 2 members of the Challenger Series will face off against the bottom 2 members of the SPL in a sort of like, you know, you'll have the Challengers Cup going here and the SPL up here. And the top and the bottom will meet, and they might be able to swap. So the top 2 versus the bottom 2, and they'll fight off to see who switches spots and who doesn't. It's a really cool setup, which allows it does 2 things. It allows movement between the SPL. It allows you know, promoting new teams, but it also allows players to come out and test their might against people that aren't going to completely destroy them. Which Natan said it the best. You don't get better by collecting free checks. You got to get beat up if you want to get better. But at the end of the day, getting your team out there to your first major league game and laning against Zapman might suck. So the way they handle that is now you're in the Challenger Cup, And that doesn't mean the talent is any less than it would be. It's only 6 teams in the SPL. So you're gonna have a lot of talent out there in the Challengers Cup. But you don't have to lane against Barracuda. You don't have to get ganked by Lazes. You know, you don't have to deal with that just yet. When you're good enough, you will. But when you start out, you won't. So it's really cool. I like it.
Okay. Any last comments, I guess, for NA? Anything last that we want to go over for the NA scene? I mean, pretty exciting day, just the way things worked out with 5 Angry Men and Cognitive Red. But any last comments before we talk about today's excitement with EU? No. All right, all you F. What do we got for EU?
EU is really nuts. EU was probably just as crazy. EU is crazy as hell, honestly. We had leading up to what was going on. Basically, there was a whole situation where a lot of teams could make it and couldn't. SK Gaming was in a sticky situation because it was all between SK Gaming, I5, and Agilitas. Those are the 3 teams that were vying for a position. They were separated by less than 30 points. SK had 232, I5 had 217, and Agilitas had 210 as of last week. So basically what wound up happening is SK Gaming had to do really solid, make it to finals, which they didn't. I5 needed to make it to finals, which they didn't. Yeah. And Agilitas needed to make it to finals, which they didn't. So what happened was I5 needed SK Gaming needed I5 to lose 2 matches so that they wouldn't make it to finals, and then lose to them in the 3rd place match for that to wind up happening. Agilitas really had to reach for the sky, and their chances were it was basically between SK and I5 as the tournament went on.
Yeah.
And so what happened was I5 did wind up losing, and they did wind up heading to the last to the 3rd place match, and
and
SK Gaming really played lights out.
Yeah, that was awesome.
SK Gaming, and this is, we've talked so much about I5, and first of all, I want to give a round of applause to I5 for what they've done and where they've come from. I mean, 3 months ago, nobody knew who the hell these guys were.
Yeah.
Durgius was Hinduman's friend, and nobody else knew these guys, right? And Hinduman wasn't even with us, honestly.
Yeah.
He's doing his own thing. So for I5 to come and really fight through the end of last season when that they couldn't really do anything. It was all they showed up and played a little bit, and then this season we have them just go crazy, and unfortunately they're not making it to LAN, but they definitely played lights out, and they earned a spot in our conversation, and I think that's a really big part of becoming a pro team. So that is they're a pro team in my eyes, essentially. The whole definition of that word is whatever.
Yeah, I think they'll do well going with the Challenger Cup. I know they'll have another route. They're not they're not down and out. We'll see them again here in the next few weeks for sure.
No, of course, yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And they've done incredible. So shouts to them, and they're very much people that were just dudes. None of them have ties to the previous competitive community. None of this. They just came out and did it. And if you ever want proof, if you and your boys can do it, there's proof in the pudding right there. I5 came out of nowhere and did it, and shouts to SK for bringing it back. I'm really proud of the guys from SK, and I'm happy. As far as the result of SK versus I5, I'm not happy about that. I'm pretty neutral on that. But I'm happy that a name like SK Gaming, a team like SK Gaming, has come from losing an absolute star player, one of the better players in the league in NQ. They lost him to the quote-unquote better team of Cloud9. It took them a while, but they recovered, they meshed, they gelled, and here they are going to LAN for the 2nd LAN in a row. Smite has had 2 LANs, they've gone to both, and they started from absolute nothing this season.
Oh.
I don't think any of those guys on that team would thrash me for saying that they weren't winners. They were always winners, but they weren't winning. They weren't a good team.
It's impressive that with all the roster changes that we do see the same 4 teams going back to the next LAN. If you take a look, it's the same 4 teams that were at the launch tournament are now going to the next upcoming LAN for the EU scene. And I will say, just kind of reiterate what you said, I'm impressed with SK Gaming, where if we go back quite a few weeks ago when SK Gaming was all of a sudden was in the finals. Like all of a sudden the 1 week they're like in the finals, and we talked about it in the show and we're like, maybe they're just spot on today or they're back in action. And we were very much up in the air. Okay, let's see what they do next week is going to really determine it. And since then, their momentum has continued. Like they've had great momentum since that week and kept it going. And good for them for pulling themselves back into it, because I feel like it's been a bumpy. I feel like it's been a really bumpy road for SK Gaming, and I'm glad that we saw SK Gaming fade from the Smite scene and then come back, and I'm really glad they did. I'm glad that an organization like SK didn't just leave after that first team kind of fell apart there. So, sweet.
The organization or the team itself?
The organization. I'm glad the organization, should I say, is back in the scene. I shouldn't say team, because I know that the new team has been picked up since the launch tournament. So, which is awesome. So,
and you know, I think, you know, credit to the guys at SK, the guys and girls of SK. I know Arena is a really big deal over there.
Okay.
So the guys and girls of SK, but really big ups to you guys for believing in Smite, and not just believing in Smite, but believing in the players. You know, we've seen a couple of organizations kind of dip and pick up different players or the whole 9 yards, which business is business, and I don't disrespect those decisions, but it does mean a lot to me that an organization stuck through it. And like I said, NQ, you know, Captain Twig and HiRezAPC are, you know, people laud Captain Twig as one of the best mids in the world. NQ definitely had a lot of star power. NQ was definitely a huge part of that team, and I give SK Gaming organization a lot of credit for sticking with Captain Twig and HiRezAPC and recognizing that there was talent there and actually knowing the game, rather than seeing a roster change of somebody leaving and the team underperforming. On paper, that sounds like, well, the good guy left, our team sucks, see you later, let's pull out. They had to have understood. They have to have really understood the game to stick around, and I respect that, and I like that a lot. So credits to SK Gaming, the organization. I mean, they've been running things for a long time, so they're no stranger to it. But I'm really impressed and happy for our game in SK that they stuck around the way they did.
Are you still doing articles for them?
No, I haven't for a while.
I haven't heard you talk about it for a while, so I assume not. But I thought I would ask just to make sure I didn't assume. So
basically, what he's referencing, if you guys didn't know, once upon a time, I wrote. Once upon a time, I wrote weekly write-ups for Smite. The Smite NA tournaments. I wrote weekly tournaments updates for the SK Gaming website. That's not the hidden blog out there that nobody found. That's really
the hidden blog.
Somebody in chat find F.'s hidden blog that he made out there, so we can talk about it by the end of the show.
I'm a cool guy from NY. Blogspot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can imagine it's that. So. I guess that kind of wraps up our EU discussion. I mean, the big story was definitely i5 versus SK. I mean, I think that was the big discussion from this past week. No surprise to have Cloud9 versus TSM in the finals. Not really surprised about that. The last game of the grand finals was pretty exciting, though, I will have to say, with TSM versus Cloud9, just the back and forth banter. What did you think about that last game there, F.?
That last game was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we're getting to it, because if you guys have been in chat, which obviously you have been, there's 115,000. There's 1,700.
Yes.
There's 1,700 people out there watching the stream, so you guys are in chat. So you guys know that Zimstar just kind of dropped by. That's Zimstar that's just what Zimstar does when he's happy, which is really sweet.
He must be drinking.
Zimstar came in, just dropped out. No, see, he just dropped mad TSM skins in the chat. Honestly, Zimstar drinking and TSM winning provide the same result, and it's why I really. It's why I love the dude. You know, we talk a lot about Karen, about your team and this, that, and the third, and all this stuff. And Zimstar actually breathes and lives by his team. You know, I'll never forget when we were backstage at the launch event, and Zimstar's like, TSM's playing in the finals, and Zimstar's in like the green room. He's just chilling on the couch by himself. I'm looking at his phone. He's watching League. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like this. I I can't watch. It's I get too crazy. I can't smoke. I can't watch. I can't watch. It makes me too crazy. And like he lives and breathes his team, and I really respect that. I think that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So you know so him dropping, he's just that happy, man. He's just that excited, and basically that's because they won. They won in a really interesting. So I'll just. What happens is when I watch the games, I take small notes. And I'll just game 1 and game 2 were really funny to read if I just read my notes.
Okay.
So I have boring as expert. TSM slowly amasses the lead, wins after a good fight or two. SunTouch gets 2'd on. Game 2, SunTouch mad. SunTouch plays hard. Bastet goes nuts. Sayo and NQ tool around TSM solo lane. F6 at 12.
Glad you're not writing articles anymore.
Those are my notes for game 1 and game 2 because that is the full. That's how those two games were encapsulated.
Yeah.
It was just standard. And when I say boring, that's short term. That's shorthand. It was exciting because it's just all fundamentals. Everything was going the way both teams wanted it to happen. It was just a tie game forever. You know, it was really nice. And then, game 2, it was really cool to see SunTouch come out and play the way he can play. You know, we all know how SunTouch plays, so It's really sweet how that works out. And then game 3, there was some technical difficulties, but game 3 came out.
Unfortunately,
TSM came out with a nasty early lead. And then Cloud9 comes back.
Oh.
They're up 10,000 gold. And I am watching other things at this time. I'm like checking out other streams and this, that, and third.
I thought they had it in the bag.
I look back. TSM's coming closer and closer.
Yeah.
40 minutes in, they tied the game and get Fire Giant after they beat a team fight without Fire Giant. And then TSM winds up winning. Cloud9 played phenomenally in Game 3 up until about 35-40 minutes, and then something happened that TSM just went off.
The momentum was awesome. Like after that Fire Giant, it was just constant momentum on TSM side. Like they just rolled through everything. They rolled into team fights, had no problem. They rolled into the tower, had no problem, right into the Phoenixes. Like, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see a game go back and forth, and I'm glad when I'm watching a game and it's 20 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, Cloud9 has it, or X team has it, and then all of a sudden in the next like 20 minutes, it completely changes. Like, I think that's awesome. I love those games.
I thought it was awesome, and it's funny that TSM won, and I want to talk about Cloud9. Like, can we call me Scoobs or something? Like
fanboy, fangirl, actually. Okay.
Totally. Sayo, NQ, and SunTouch.
NQ to God.
Like, they just went insane.
NQ's mad good.
NQ's mad good, but I gotta personally give it up to SunTouch and Sayo. They're just enjoyable to watch to me.
NQ's funny.
Where is he?
Who even knows?
But so Sayo, I tweeted this out, and it's one of the observations that I've had for a long time since Sayo started destroying people's dreams with ISIS. Sayo is really good with characters that are intricate.
Difficult.
Oh wow. Where is it?
That was it? That's it? That's it? That's it?
Whoa. We just had another Octane Dad moment. What did you just say? No. Quote, end quote. You said Drunk Fest. Wait. Pound Dunk Fest. Pound. That is a hashtag.
I remember when he first did that. Oh my god.
Okay, guys, this is number sign Swagny. Okay.
Number sign Swagny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are actually bad.
Yeah. And thankfully, and you want to know what? No one heard it because I was muted. Yes.
Oh no, well, I wasn't muted. I wasn't muted.
Play.
I wasn't muted.
Anyways,
basically,
they hear us.
Yeah, he
Have
we had another
swag
Octane
WordPress.
dad. We had another dad moment going on here, but
so back
Safe
to
zone.
back to things that matter. You're talking about the EU scene.
Okay.
so Sayo, Sayo plays really intricate gods really well, and when Janus came out, I knew that he would perform, and it was just a matter of time.
Janus?
Janus?
Giannis.
Giannis?
Giannis.
Yeah,
All right, so
you bust my balls. Thank you, Fats. Good job.
So my buddy Hugh, the Giannis, that guy, I knew that Sayo would perform well with him, and it was just a matter of time. And Sayo gave us a lot of highlight plays from it. One of my favorites was he used the ultimate to kill some nerd that tried to tower dive him, and then he walked to the Gold Fury and took it with that portal. It was so good. And this is something that you know that a player like Sayo was thinking of. It's not a let me do it and then whoops, there's a portal, let me use it, I guess. That's so nice. It was a thought process of let me position myself this way so I can make it to the Gold Fury using my ultimate and get something. It was really well done, and that sort of stuff. And Suntouch also. Suntouch is, from making, I will always prefer Suntouch in the support role. I will always support. I will always prefer that. It's a Suntouch I grew to love, and I think Suntouch has the right mindset for it. Shouts to Half Devil being good, but I just prefer Suntouch in that role than jungle. But when he does well in jungle, he does really well because of that mindset. That's what I was talking about. And so one of the really cool things that I like about that is that it doesn't always work. And Suntouch gets a lot of flack, and people underestimate his skill because of it. A lot of people think that he can just play Freya because Freya works really well with that mindset. You get the whoop, you can say it works out. Mm-hmm. Suntouch could go off, and he did today, and it's really funny to watch him go off. Not funny, it's fun. It's really entertaining in the same way that it's entertaining to watch Style go off. Because Suntouch, especially on Bastet, he knows how to use those cats. He doesn't just bleed somebody and use them. He knows how to approach from behind the tower and rock them, and it works out so well. It's a lot of fun, and he's one of those players that I always smile when they do well, and it's exciting. And despite the loss, unfortunately they lost, it was really exciting to see Cloud9 come out and play today. So despite the loss, they're still number 2, and they're number 1 actually.
Number one rankings or standings. Yeah,
they're still number 1, and despite the loss this week, I think they played really well. So it was exciting to watch nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll have to I guess rounding up EU. It'll be exciting to see what i5 does over the next few months here, and where we actually see them when it comes down to SWC. If they do work their way up the ranks here in between all the tournaments to see if they can make it. So we'll have to see what happens with i5. They're definitely one of the teams to follow, regardless of the fact of not making it, in the top 4. It'll still be cool to see what they do. So any last comments for our esports before we go into some of the upcoming patch?
Esports that was our, that's the end of our season, the big shebang. Now it's all on looking forward to the future and being excited for what's going to come.
Yeah, it'll be a cool next few weeks, without a doubt. All right, well then let's go ahead into the upcoming patch. Fat, you want to go over a little bit about that? Maybe a little bit about the new god, stuff like that?
Sure.
Wake you up, sunshine. Wake up. Wake up.
Wake me up before you go.
All right, I'm leaving. Goodbye. I don't need to do this. I don't need this.
So let's talk about the new god that'll be coming out this upcoming week.
Serqet is a scorpion lady with anime hair. Anime. Her passive is weird. With each ability she has, it has some underlying poison effect to it.
Yeah.
The poison doesn't necessarily do damage akin to poison claws from Arachne. Mm-hmm. Instead, it's just something that affects the character for an underlying amount of time, like 20 seconds each, I think. But how it works is after you use an ability, you apply a poison to somebody, and that poison will linger on the character for 20 seconds. And if you stack 2 poisons on somebody and hit them with a basic, you will deal 10% of their maximum health as damage, as physical damage, which means it can be mitigated through protections. But you do 10% of their health. Say they have, 1,000 health, you'll do 100, but they have a protection, so it'll be like, 96. Somebody has trash protections. But, after 2 poisons, you do 10%. After 3 poisons, you do 20%. And that's how things work. First ability, Deathbane. Cool zigzag thing.
Yeah.
She zigzags. Cool zigzag thing. The cool thing about it is it might be kind of crazy, mainly because of what it does. Now, at max rank, it only does 140 per, swipe, 30% scaling. Still a lot if you hit 3 times. It can crit. Which means Deathbringer is probably going to be a thing on her.
Yeah.
Also, she's immune to knockup while dashing, so if Hub was trying to water spout, you dash through it, who cares, water. Still going to die because it's Hub, but, water and through in the air. Also, it reduces physical protection by 25% for 3 seconds when you hit the person. So if you hit them with one swipe of the dash and then hit them with the other 2, well, they're going to have lower defenses for the other 2 zigzags, so they're going to take a lot more damage than they normally would.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's that first ability.
I'm excited about this ability because I think it combos well with some of her upcoming abilities to add a lot of mobility. Like
she has a lot of mobility.
Yeah, like when you look at it,
highly mobile, low H. This character has like 2 health.
But she does so much damage, though.
If one you breathes on her, she's dead.
Yeah.
It's awful. But it makes sense because it has to be like that. Number 2 is Cobra's Kiss. What she does is she throws out 2 blades. It's kind of short distance, but it's ranged a bit. And you can aim one and then move around to aim the other one, so you can have like 2 going in different directions. But what this does is it adds something new to the game. Cobra's Kiss applies a poison called Cobra's Kiss, because that's the name of the move, I guess. Now what it does is it drives gods to quote-unquote madness, which means they will start attacking their own team for a duration that moves up to 2 seconds. So what you can have, and this is the funniest thing about me playing the PTS this weekend, is I was playing Serqet, and I was chasing an Agni, and no, I was chasing a Apollo. I think it was Apollo. Anyway, Apollo got away from me, and there was an Agni in between us. So I hit my Cobra's Kiss on the Agni, and the Agni killed the Apollo for me. Pretty cool, because what it does is it drives them to madness for 2 seconds, forces them to attack nearby allies, and their attacks do. It scales up to 90% plus 30% of your own physical power, so that mage was actually hitting for a lot more than a mage usually hits for, because of how it works. And, go ahead. I'm
in control.
Kissing. Okay, you know what? I will make it easy. If you want to classify it as something easily, imagine there's a pretty girl that you and your friends like, and then she turns your friend against you. Serqet's 2. All right, Ambush, her 3. Now, this is the weird ability. I kind of don't like using it, but it's very weird. Octane, you're muted, apparently.
I'm good.
Trash, boys.
Yep.
Anyway, Ambush. What she does is she stands still. And she stealth while she stands still.
Yeah.
The weird thing about it is if you press 3, it automatically activates. You root yourself in place. You cannot move, but you are stealth. And no one can see you unless they're like 12 feet around you, which is like right next to your face. So you can hide in front of people for a bit.
It's right next to your face.
Pretty much right next to your face.
Yeah.
So she can hide like that, really and then she can leap. The leap is not as big a distance as I thought it would be, thankfully. So sometimes I aim incorrectly because I'm trash. But it's not a huge leap, and it has a little bit of a startup. But it does 320 damage with 50% scaling, and she jumps on them. This ability does not apply a poison. Her 1 applies a poison, her 2 applies a poison. Ambush does not, and that's her main move for initiating or escaping. So she does it. She roots herself, and the one thing people have to get used to with this ability, which I'm still trying to get used to, is if you press 3, it will invis you. If you don't jump, if you just press 3 again and cancel it, it goes on cooldown.
Oh, okay.
It takes me forever to get. I'm never gonna get used to that. Because it still gives you that stealth effect, so you're not just running around stealthing every 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Good thing it happens.
I had somebody ask me about this earlier about it, and people have to keep in mind, like, if you walk by her, or you can't just use this in a team fight when everyone's running around you, because they're still going to be able to see you.
Yeah.
You have to remember, it's not like an instant escape, like, oh, I'm getting low health, let's hit it, and then no one's going to see me. Like, as soon as someone gets within so close of you, 12.5, you'll be revealed. So it's not exactly like a Loki. It's not like a copycat off a Loki where you can disengage super easily. It's going to be a little bit harder than that.
All right, and her ultimate, which everybody's kind of freaking out about because, I mean, it is pretty cool. Last Breath. Now, it's not the ultimate I wanted. I wanted somebody to get stabbed and dragged all over the place. Shout out to Skarner. But instead, what she does is she jumps onto an enemy that's, like, legit right in front of her. That's the range. It's right in front of her feet. She jumps on them. She stuns them for 1 second. Then she pushes them wherever she wants to push them. Now, this is good and bad because people are not used to this. She will jump on somebody, stun them, and then she'll probably kick them out of the Kraken, and your team will hate you. Gotta remember that you aim where they go. So if you jump on somebody as they're running under their tower, and you point them towards their tower, and they don't die, you are dumb. Turn around, push them out. You move back a little bit when you use it, but they go farther, about 30 feet, which is larger than they're able to see you when you're invisible. And she does a true damage poison. This is where it gets pretty cool. Now, max rank, 650 true damage. You cannot mitigate true damage. You cannot stop the true damage.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, well, not the good thing, but the scary thing is, you cannot heal during this. So if you are affected by Last Breath, her poison, that's her third poison in her kit. If you are affected by this, you can no longer heal for that 5 seconds. You will guaranteed take 650 true damage. And if it kills you, you explode in this puff of green. Well, you don't actually explode, but you die, and this puff of green smoke goes around you. And if your teammates get hit by that green smoke, then Last Breath starts hitting them.
I like this mechanic. I'm excited about it.
6 seconds.
Can I break it? Can I break it right now? Can I break it right now?
1 second. And for the next 5 seconds, it'll affect them. And if somebody else dies, there's somebody else. It's going to keep going and going and going. What you got?
It works on minions.
Oh, nice.
No way. Really?
Nice.
Character broken!
Really?
You literally go around ulting the minions, and people literally go around crying to their parents. It's fantastic.
Oh, that'll probably get fixed. That'll have to get fixed.
Come
on now.
It will. I'm telling you right now.
That changes like everything. Did she jump on like FG?
I don't know about that. I know about minions. I would assume FG, sure. But yeah, you can. When you hit minions, they just blow up. So they apply poison AoE.
So if you're fighting over a buff and you ult the minion, they die, and then you're gonna kill them for free? That's funny.
You're welcome.
That's
nuts. Funny. That's really bad. Patch, nerf.
I would think it would be fixed before they go live.
No, because the thing is, it says leaps to an enemy, not enemy god.
Yeah, it doesn't say enemy god in there. It just says enemy.
It's ridiculous.
I'm okay with that. I don't know. I'm just not okay. I'm just not okay with the fact of the last breath affecting everybody around it.
All right, now we got new skins. This is the patch of the best skins in the world. We got Swag Ogni.
Not Swaggy.
They planned it so well though with the gem purchases the weekend before. Like now you can get your gem purchases, and then they're gonna go ahead and give you some awesome skins. So kudos to the marketing team.
Shout out to Octane. We got Swag Agni.
We got the Swag Agni skin.
All right, no, we got Swagni.
I hate my life.
And he's a pimp, and it's kind of godlike.
Yeah.
We have Covert Ops Bastet, which is basically non-copyright Bastet. For you guys who have the Night Prowler skin, that's what it's being called.
Yep, pretty much.
We have Elite Agent Apollo, which is the hypest thing in the world because instead of finger guns, he shoots silent pistols.
That is awesome.
His mess is a flashbang.
Now can we finally...
His mess is a flashbang.
I'm a caster, and I hate to call my fellow casters out, but now, since everybody's going to be using that Apollo skin, maybe we won't have to pollute the airwaves talking about the finger bang of Apollo. Maybe we could actually call it basic attacks. Please and thank you.
Yep.
Please and thank you. They're called basic attacks.
Also, the recolor for Serqet named Venom Serqet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yanis, gold and legendary in the game, and the card looks amazing.
With respect to...
Go ahead.
With respect to Serqet, if you're wearing next to nothing, does the recolor really matter? Girl is naked.
No, she's not. She's got really nice legs.
Wow.
Every
Legs are naked.
Really?
Every Egyptian's naked.
She's got less
What is
clothing
Neith
than
wearing?
Neith. Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, she doesn't.
No,
She
you
have
don't
less than
think?
Neith.
No, Neith
Neith
is naked.
wears a string.
Neith is naked. Neith is naked.
Neith is actually naked.
Smite's eventually gonna get to the point where it's gonna have like a parental control version where it's like, okay, you know.
There's no need for that, because most of these gods are naked in the first place.
Gonna have like.
We're helping. We're actually helping so kids can play.
Hey,
okay?
hey, Geb is not naked.
Geb is a rock.
That's your
Geb is actually a rock. What are you
Geb
saying?
is just a rock.
Ymir's got his little bit of clothing too. A little bit
He's
of.
not Egyptian. He's not
Honor
Egyptian.
might be naked.
Sobek's not naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sobek has like a hat. All right, new voice packs. Grand Slam Hercules now probably talks baseball stuff.
I bet you F.Dot would have been the perfect person to voice that.
Apollo's secret agent skin now has him talking to Control because of the secret agent. And when he dies, it's like a Metal Gear Solid thing, and she says Apollo.
Oh,
Apollo,
very cool.
Apollo!
Yeah, except she's English, and I kind of hate it because of her accent.
Apollo!
It's like my person thing. Like, Apollo! And I'm like, this is awful. Shut up. Please. And everyone hears it around him when he's dead. And it's like, what's going on?
Oh,
Shut
man.
Up.
Okay.
Covert Ops has one. Swagny has one, of course. He's basically a southern pimp with reference to pork and beans and everything.
Oh, wow.
If you ever seen Pootie-Tang,
Pretty much that.
he's basically a
Serqet-
character out of Pootie-Tang.
Serqet's voice is beautiful, and I'm in love.
Oh, I have not heard it yet. So
I
I'll
don't
check it
hate
out.
British accents because I'm in love with every Egyptian voice pack. I think Anubis's voice pack is the most amazing thing ever. Because he sounds so mean, but he's so regal.
Yo, regal is the best word.
Yeah, all of Egypt is regal. All of Egypt.
Man, regal.
Isis is just like the
Mad regal.
prettiest princess. Osiris is like greetings. Like he's the nicest guy. It's like yes, sarcophagosum.
I am Anubis. Enemy missing middle.
He sounds like Kronos, except not a robot.
Well, Kronos is my go-to. See, I'm really bad at like impressions and stuff.
So everybody sounds like Kronos for you?
every single voice pack when I try to do it is just let's go.
You gotta get like mesmerized in here. He
It's
has like
the
the
only one that I can
perfect.
do.
He does the
Let's go.
perfect impressions.
Honor is like
Yeah.
the nicest guy ever.
Like, and actually, this is really funny. Somebody in the community made a video. It was Mulan parody. You know the song.
Oh, you talk Attack of the Guans?
Yeah, Attack of the Guans. It's a great video. I'll find the link. I'll send it to you guys. But it was stuck in my head forever, and I just kept singing it. And Mama, my friends hate me, but I kept singing it in the Kronos voice, not on purpose. So I
You just have terrible. You're just terrible. You're just actually awful.
Let's get down to
Okay,
business.
enough.
What one?
Okay. Serqet's voice pack is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Sweet.
New ward skins and player icons. Ward skins. We have a mailbox, which I hope sings the Blues Clues
You
mail
got
time
mail.
song when you're near it.
Oh my word, that'd be
I
ridiculous.
hope it's the Blues Clues mail song.
You
instead.
got mail. That's Kronos saying
Fishbowl with
you've
the
got
fish that I have named.
Where's the fishbowl reference? Like, where does that come from? Like,
It's
what's
just
that
a
whole
fishbowl.
Okay.
Where's the cactus reference?
I guess
No,
that's
the
true.
Cactus is
I
like
guess.
everybody's favorite.
No, and you
Oh.
want to know what? If it was
What?
just cactus, I wouldn't care. But it's
But it's
Mr.
Mr.
Cactus,
Yeah.
so it's a popping.
You guys are dumb.
You guys are dumb.
Fluffy Manticore, which is like a cute version of the Manticore, and Lambert's in love with it.
Can I correct you? It's fluffy. It's actually spelled with a W.
Fluffy.
What?
When you like, it's not fluffy.
Blame
it's spelled-
Octane. He wrote Fluffy.
Of course he did. It's spelled F-W-U-F-F-Y.
Come on. These are copied right from Smite from HiRez's website. Don't even.
That's all.
Well, they wrong.
We have whatever. We have a helicopter. Yeah, helicopter. Pew pew. Also, there is another pack where you get Covert Ops Bastet, you get Secret Agent Apollo, Elite Agent, excuse me, and a helicopter ward for 900. That's a lot,
very sweet.
but these skins are actually baller as hell.
Yeah.
New player icons, new country flags for Ireland, Chile, Colombia, Switzerland, the Ukraine, Belgium, Turkey, South Korea, Portugal, Peru, Norway, and an F7. And if you use the F7 one, I will hate you.
Yo, I
Called
love
F7,
it.
never surrender, and you are terrible if you use it.
I think that it's really cool that our game, the game that we all play, the game our community is based around. I think it's really cool that our game has such a sense of humor. Like,
Yeah.
that F7 is so troll. And that is so troll.
Updated cards.
I did, here, I found the Attack of the Guans video. If you just saw me bug out on stream, it's because it's really loud. No, it's just really loud and I died. So, make sure you lower your volume before you click.
All right, updated cards. We have the Aphrodite recolor, and she's beautiful, and I love her again because of this card. We have the amazing new Northern Lights Freya card.
Oh,
that looks good.
It's so dope.
Yeah.
One of my favorite skins, and it's funny because back in the day when I first got it, I remember that's the ugly one. Why don't you get the Frost Maiden one? First of all, the Frost Maiden one looks like ASAP Rocky. She got like gold teeth, and it's not supposed to look like gold teeth.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like she didn't brush her teeth. It is grossomundo. And the Northern Lights one is just
it's cool.
Just nice, and she's in the iridescent colors. My friend Strangeloves calls her Kesha. It's
Kesha.
dope. It's dope, and it's one of my favorite skins. And the card is really, really beautiful. Kayla knocked it out of the park, and a second YouTube video I'm going to link to you is Kayla actually put the process of her drawing it on YouTube.
That's cool.
Kayla went ahead and the crazy thing is it's sped up to like 8 million times normal speed, and it's still 12 minutes. How long do you think this took it?
That's like a week, 2 weeks.
Tons of credit to Kayla and killing it. Everybody show your support to her on Twitter, and maybe she'll be able to maybe she'll be able to do some more cards for us.
Yeah,
I think
that'd be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be cool.
All right, patch stuff. More stuff of patch.
Custom games is pretty big. Okay, go for it.
Hercules, new gold and legendary card, new Grand Slam, Artemis Stalker skin with a cool perspective, and of course the Yanis gold and legendary card. Now we have regular custom games, like other MOBAs, where you can set up a custom lobby instead of just joining and waiting.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's actually really awesome. It's good. You can kick people, you can switch teams, all that cool stuff.
Yeah, this will be nice for sure, especially like as you are the person that, because if you guys remember like the development of custom games, just how far it's come. You used to create a custom game, then you had to join that custom game, and that was like the biggest pain. And then finally they made it so that when you create a custom game, you automatically joined that game, so you automatically put into it. And now they've gone ahead and overhauled the entire custom game system. So I'm really happy that we've gotten to this point, because I'll be honest, the previous system wasn't the best at all.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but
it wasn't good.
One of the big things to me was I think the change this time around is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's all icing on the cake that was really made for us the last time around, where you could set up a game and have randos join. In the sense that there was a viewing of the game.
That was huge.
That's where Dota came from. Let me just drop that on you. That's where Dota came from. The way, like, the old RTSs worked, you would just get a list of servers like you do in shooters or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like a cool mod that somebody made. And while we can't quite mod Smite,
yeah.
You know, there's no mod tools or anything. One of what we can do is we can make custom rule sets, and you know, maybe a really cool, 4v4 siege happened. Maybe we'll see something like 3v3 conquest where no minions spawn and you all fight. You know what I mean? Like, you could invent different games and then post them in the lobby and just have rando people join, and people might enjoy that. That's really cool to me.
I think this is, as F.59 had said, I mean, we're stepping in the right direction, which I think is awesome. Now being able to see games, I do exactly what F.59 talks about. Like, I just create a game and leave it wide open and allow people to just pile in. Like, when I'm playing with viewers and stuff like that, or I'm playing on Smite game, like, it's a ton of fun. And then it automatically makes the teams. What I'm eager to see is, and I don't know if HiRez is going to do it, but I'm really excited to see, is if they add more customizable tools within that. So when I create a game, I have more options available to me. That, maybe I have the ability to add 10 times more minions than there are, or something, it's ridiculous stuff like that. That would be really cool. Remove towers, add more towers, remove, just different stuff so that custom games become a true thing compared to just an exact mirror of the normal game modes with just a little change. I want to see a ton. I think that would be awesome, and I think that's the direction we're going, because if you look at other games, like custom games are huge in those games, and there's a lot of people that only play custom games that are goofy, like tower defense or other stuff like that. Like there are some people that only play those types of game modes, and I think it would be awesome to be able to pull that audience from other games into Smite using this. So it'd be cool. It'd be really cool.
I'm really happy about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I would love to see in the future, but there's other things that could be done to the game before that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool. Any comments there, Fats, on custom games at all?
Nah.
Meh.
I'm just glad it works.
Yeah, we don't have to go through all the patch notes. Let's kind of go through and just like that was the important stuff and the good stuff.
You want me to just hit the big stuff?
Yeah, let's hit the big stuff, because this patch is long and there is a lot. So I mean, hit the big stuff.
We got HUD customization improvements, so you can now have a HUD editor, change what you want.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna complain for a second. They added this weird system notification thing, where if somebody invites you to a game, instead of it popping up in the middle of the screen, you have to click a notification tab to bring it up, and I hate it.
Yeah, you don't see it. You don't see it. You don't really see it. You know.
It's awful. What else?
So the UI changes. Very welcome. I'm glad. It's nice. One thing. Before, you could just change your UI scale holistically, and it would scale everything down.
Yeah.
Now that you can't do that, the kill notification is just gigantic. I can't see anything in a damn team fight, dude.
Oh, really?
Like, can't see anything. It might have to do with my personal play of where I put my camera is, but I can't see a damn thing. It's awful. It's really annoying. It's totally distracting. And I saw there was going to be new options. I really hope it fixes that.
Yep. What else we got?
Boosters? Boosters? Thoughts on boosters?
Oh yeah, pay to win. No, it's not.
It's not.
The only problem, alright, boosters you can now buy with gems. And how that works is, you can purchase a booster to increase the rate you get rewards, which you get favor after games. You can increase how much favor you get, increase how much experience you get, so you can get to 30 faster. That's fine. Problem is, you can increase your worshippers.
Oh, yeah.
That is bad for league play.
Say
you want to grind up a god just so you can get them for rank. Okay, then you don't know how to play the god.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a while since I've had to make the grind, but you have to be 30 and have those 12 gods unlocked in order to get into rank, correct?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a negative as well for getting a quick to 30, then getting, as you said, quick worshippers, then getting quickly into ranked, when, I don't know, part of me feels like you kind of have to pay your dues and learn the game at a normal pace, compared to like, hey, let's rush through the levels so I can instantly get to rank, so I can instantly not understand the game fully. I mean, I don't know how much the booster.
The experience for other people.
I don't know how much the booster is, but like in regards to like how much it actually is boosting you, like what the ratio is or whatever and stuff like that. But do you guys think this is going to be an issue where it's like too quick to get people to 30 and too quick to get people the masteries?
I'm gonna go the other direction.
Okay.
Y'all seem to not be into it. I think it's kind of weak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that leveling 1 to 30 without boosters is a good teacher of the game. I have friends that like leveled 1 to 30 in arena.
Yeah, I know people.
And then they're like, "Yo, I got 15 gods mastered." I'm like, "Don't you dare go in a rank." I love.
Don't torture people.
Don't go in a rank.
Yeah.
Slap you from across the country. But like, so here's my thing. Even if you play primarily Conquest, do you guys remember your low-level games? Like, I won every single game 20-5 because I played Hebo mid every single game, and people that I played against didn't know that mid camps existed.
Oh my word.
Low-level games don't.
I didn't level during the mid camp.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I was a low level, what was mid camps? I leveled with side lanes and green buff and yellow buff.
I certainly did.
I leveled with the orange candy cane map.
Oh.
I started playing 2 patches before Bumba's Mask.
Oh,
but
wow, okay.
Oh, wow.
In any event.
Wow.
So, the low-level games don't really, like, teach you much, frankly.
I agree.
Even at level 30, casual games aren't exactly real games, so to speak, depending on how, So, I don't really view it as you're going to level up to 30 faster. You're not going to understand the game. Mastering a god is what, like 5 wins? You don't know how to play.
It's probably about 20. I'd say about 20. Right now.
Way.
No, you think? Okay. Maybe that many if you're winning
like
every one.
10 per win.
If you win every one, probably. But okay. Continue on. By the way, I can't wait to see the emails where you said casual is not the real game or whatever.
Well,
I can't wait to see the emails because I get the emails about Arena.
Yeah, sure.
F.dot always says that Arena isn't really, serious. So I can't wait to see these emails, by the way.
You know what? I want to flood your inbox. Arena is non-strategy and it's bad.
I hate you. I really do. I'm gonna get like 20 emails, no lie.
But so what I'm talking about is like what leveling up your god to level 1, whatever the number is, isn't enough to know how to play your god.
Yeah.
I agree.
You don't know how to play. So by doing it faster, you're already not learning the god if you play the god to mastery. So doing it faster, the only thing that I see come out from this is that players that get captivated by the SWC and want to play. For example, we're seeing like members from different communities, Halo communities, are coming in and playing Smite and stuff. So like these guys have a handle on gaming. These guys, they're not dumb.
Yeah.
When you come in and you're not a casual, you're not dumb. You go ahead and you watch the tournaments. You know what's going on. Like I was when I first started playing. The boosters are just get you into the action quickly. And to somebody that doesn't really desire that to play competitively or ranked, boosters don't do anything for you besides cosmetic stuff. Sweet, you'll get your legendary skin. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real bonus to boosters. You level up faster, and you get worship. There's no bonus, that is going to affect your game.
Yeah,
so,
it's not like
I don't really care.
I feel you on it. I feel you now. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay, moving off of boosters. What else we got?
You've persuaded me. You won.
Look at that grin.
What else
Look
we
at that
got?
grin.
Respawn timers on Phoenix. That's cool.
Yeah, I like that idea. I'm okay with it. Some people may argue against it, just like they were arguing against buff retimers. Having the timers available.
Well, that was because when they first came out, they were broken.
Yeah, but I'm kind of happy with the Phoenix one. I think it's a good idea.
It's a non-thing. It's a non-thing for the players that play at the level that I pay attention to. You know what I mean? Okay. For people like, for like when I'm zoning out with Chief Keef in the background, it'll be really nice to have a timer up there. But for the most part, I pay attention to the SWC, the SPL, the real meat and potatoes. These people already understand the whole situation about timers and stuff. So it's not going to impact the top level of play. Yeah. And honestly, the bottom level of play, when it comes to what to do with the, it's cool. I have no opinion on it. It's cool. We already have jungle timers. Why not?
Okay. All right. What else we got here?
New Bumba's Mask. No longer gives 30 health. Now gives you 10 MP5 everywhere. And does 10 true damage on your basics. And your abilities do 10% more damage. Which means now you have even weirder junglers.
Yup.
This will be unique.
Somebody told me Isis jungle works. I forget who it was, but it was funny. I think it was Hindu Man. It might have been Hindu Man.
I mean, yeah. So like, Bumba's Mask now is finally a good item. I've been saying for a long time that Bumba's Mask is trash, and it's just a waste of an item. And we've seen that reflected in our pros play. 9 times out of 10, you're bringing a death toll to the party when you go into the jungle right now. And that's unfortunate because Bumba's Mask is it's cool to have a starting item for the jungle specifically. Yeah. I think that's neat. So I think it's dope, and I'm happy that we finally changed a useless item. And the change to Red Pot, I think, is really cute.
Rip. They're trying to rip it, but I don't think they know how to rip things correctly. Moving forward, red pot and purple pot. Well, the pot meta is basically canceled for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Get rid of the starters.
It's a 2-minute pause. So you're just waiting for it to start again. Because they've increased it from 400 to 450, so you can no longer start Hog, Red Pot, and Bumbas or Death's Toll. Now it's just Bumbas, Hog 2. That's what it's looking like right now until we've decided, you know what, hey, Bumbas, Hog 1, Red Pot. Or Bumbas only, Red Pot, and Health Potions. Who cares? They're going to kill it. It'll be back soon. But now we have something else. Now, HiRez decided that a lot of items were being underutilized because they were either butt cheeks or they were probably butt cheeks. That's my opinion. But now they've added the, I guess, the top. What's the word I'm looking for?
Top tier?
The finished items. No, the finished
tier
items passive.
Oh, okay.
Tier 3, thank you.
Yep.
Tier 3 passive to the Tier 2 version of items. Hydra Star, which is the second tier version of Hydra's Lament, now has a little bit of, like, half of the damage of the original Hydras, and it costs less.
Pretty dope.
It'll be sweet.
Got us $100.
It'll be nice. I'm eager to see how it's played out.
My man's.
You excited?
My man's.
Just a little bit.
My man's. I just
Hydra Star's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Hydra Star. Hydra Star. Second place.
So, it's actually really cool. They're moving aura items down to level 2, just like Golden Bow. Shouts to Ares.
Oh, Ares might not be super poop. He's still poop, but not super poop. He'll get his aura a little faster, but he's still poop.
Ares is cool. I said this before. Ares has gotten better because characters with dashes have become more prominent since Ares has been released.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come back into play in the 90s. Alright, Emerald Talisman's passive is now you get 2% of your HP, max HP every 8 seconds.
Yeah, on tier 2.
Now it's it's a really nice perk.
Emerald Talisman is what builds into Stone of Gaia.
Yeah, oh, you want to do that for me? Because I don't know everything. Heavy Hammer is frozen thing.
Yeah, FBA.
Whatever it's called. Frostbound Hammer. Now tier 2 gives you a basic that slows for 1 second.
Sweet.
By 20%, which is kind of big. But Frostbound Hammer has now gone up to a slow that slows for 30%. So
I'm excited.
that might be a thing. Might be a thing, but there's always Fatalis, so it probably won't be a thing. Spike Shield, which is a level under. What the hell does Spike Shield do? Oh, Void Shield.
There you go.
Yeah, whatever. It now reduces the physical protection of people around them by 8.
Yeah.
Which grows into, when you finish it, 15. Wardstone goes into Voidstone. 8 grows into 15. Runic Shield no longer gives HP 5. Magic protection increased by 10. It's a little bit of a change.
I like the direction they're going. I like the direction they're going with a lot of this. I like seeing some of these items on the tier 2, so it'll be sweet. I'm excited about it. I'm eager to see more. You all right there after that?
So I was just muted.
Okay.
But Runic Shield is actually a tier 3 item. It's not a tier 2. It's a tier 3 item, and it was So Runic Shield was the high. Runic Shield is actually the highest
magic protection
protection in the game, but it was kind of weirdly itemized, and the HP was kind of a waste. So
what's Gaia?
Oh, right, the change.
That's 100, right?
Yeah, I think it's Gaia actually. So it's close. But basically, my main point was that the HP 5 was wasted on Runic Shield. It was just a waste. So taking it off really doesn't hurt the item, and adding more magical defense is pretty sweet. Still don't know if anybody's gonna buy it, but it's better.
Yeah. What do we got for?
All right, now we got character stuff.
Any big stuff?
Agni.
I'm trying to.
Agni.
Okay.
All right, now Agni.
Swag Agni.
Agni has a new skin.
I hate you.
And it's called Make It Rain. For his ult, it's called Make It Rain. Fire, I guess, and it explodes into money. It's about everything.
That's pretty cool.
Let's look for big changes.
Yeah.
Anubis had a change to his passive, which I don't know what it is anyway, so I couldn't tell you because his passive is like convoluted.
Anubis gets 15% of.
Yeah.
He gets like
ahead.
extra magical lifesteal.
It's
No,
magical.
I mean I have a completely different web page open on my screen right now, and it's like 15% lifesteal.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, cool. Well, updated target list
Not
for the
that
Christmas
tough.
skins. Guan Yu
hard.
recently got a new buff.
It's easy.
I think that's necessary.
Yu.
Necessary.
Yes, Guan Yu's butt now.
I
Guan
know.
Yu
That's
is
why I'm
the
saying
one-
necessary.
Yeah, Guan
But
Yu
it's
is
not.
like.
I don't think it's the best buff because Conviction is his heal. If you guys don't know, and it gives physical protections. Nobody remembered this. Nobody ever forgot this is a thing. And then they just say, "Oh, wait! In case you guys don't remember, the heal has protections on it, and now instead of giving you 10 at level 1, it's gonna give you 25." Boom! That's big.
Protections are broken in this game.
I'm kinda-
Protections are so powerful.
But the problem I have with Conviction is it lasts for 2 seconds.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
surprised they're doing this
You're
with.
gonna take like one thing and then die right after.
I'm surprised they're doing this with a warrior, like the route they're going with the conviction. Like,
Let it heal more, please.
yeah,
so-
oh yeah, but if you have it healing more, I feel like then they start to reclassify him back as like a guardian or something. Like, I don't know.
well,
I don't know. I
no,
just
I mean,
They took
so
away. They took
no,
away his
no, no, no,
warrior
no. We need
properties.
to
He stole
need to-
protections. Give it back.
we
He
need
was a
to
thief.
clarify the difference between role and class of whatever the hell
Yeah,
the stupid
yeah, we don't do that.
high-res term is. Like,
No, we
roles.
So like
Yep.
Guan who? Guan Yu.
Yes.
Guan Yu, Guan Mi, Guan Yu. Guan Yu is basically, you look at his kit and he is a support. And I think it's okay. So Guardians mainly like all the classes have a preferred role.
Correct.
Hunters prefer to be the hunter, you know. Guardians prefer to be the support. Assassins prefer to be the jungler. Mages prefer to be in middle lane. Yeah, and so that's the generic go-to. But Freya Hubwalk in jungle, you know, Shibalaki can
solo.
exactly.
Well, that's alternative.
exactly.
That's alternative
Like,
roles. Yep.
I'm just gonna say this again because I've
Not
had this
really,
discussion
Frank.
before, and you were here for it, Octane. When people say warrior, hunter, guardian, who cares? It
Hunter's the
doesn't
only
mean
one.
They're stuck playing a certain
Oh yeah,
role.
we were. Yep, I remember that conversation.
Everybody
Yeah.
needs to get off of that.
So
It
so
just
like
says how they scale.
exactly, it's a numbers thing, not a role thing. And so Freya Hubwa, it's really not alternative for them to be in the jungle. I think Hubwa is the only Hubwa you actually see in lane. I think Hubwa is just as viable in the jungle. It's not like a alternative. And Freya, frankly, only sees the jungle. Sorry, Shadow Nightmare. Freya mid just isn't that good. There's not a lot of clear there. It just doesn't work out. She's basically a jungler, despite the fact that she's not an assassin. And I think that the Freya scenario is what should happen, in my opinion, to Guan Yu. In the sense that Freya's a mage, but her preferred role is in the jungle, despite the fact that mages traditionally lane. Guan Yu, his preferred role should be support because of the way his kit is worked up.
He's a general. Make him a helpful guy.
Yeah.
What would
exactly.
what would you guys change? I mean, you guys have said, oh, I don't really like the conviction. You guys. So here's my question: keep everything else, but get rid of his ult and swap it back.
If I had to change Guan Yu, I'd change like 3 things. 1, give me Tactician's Advantage again, because it's hype. 2, that passive is booty. 3, can I please rip protections from people again? That one change is what made Guan Yu go down in usage. Not being able to rip protections to make sure that you're not just standing in people's faces so they can hurt you while you just take protections from them. Like, you should be stealing things. Be a thief. I hate the change.
Anything that you would change, like specifically on Guan Yu compared to Conviction? That they're just upping a little bit for protection?
I really like the conviction change. I think it would be interesting if it was... Honestly, what I think would be really interesting is it gave you... That was sick. If it lengthened the amount of protections depending on, let's say, amount of friendlies hit or something.
Okay.
If the protections you gave could be lengthened, that'd be really sick, and I would be really down with that. The Tallow Assault, I don't necessarily think the Tallow Assault needs to stay. Obviously it would be better. I just think that it would make more sense to if those protections lasted longer. Because one, his ult is a great initiator. It's one of the best. It's one of the better initiators in the game. He's got a slow. Tallow Assault doesn't really need to do anything if Conviction is really that dastardly. So I kind of really dig Guan Yu. It's just the fact that his moves don't do enough right now when a lot of other Guardians bring a lot of peel to the table.
Mm-hmm.
If his Tallow Assault did something to you in some sort of... If you reduced the damage on Tallow Assault and it, like, did some sort of minor CC to you, I'd be down and I'd be with it. But, I mean, I don't work for no balance team. I ain't here to balance no gods. I just make them cool. So, like, I don't know, man. That's tough. But I just think it'd be really cool if Guan's preferred role was support. Who cares about a warrior tagline?
Okay. What else we got here? It's our good change. Or I'm sorry, big things to talk about.
Chat, can you do me a favor? Press 1. I need you all to press 1.
Yeah, why is that?
Just press 1.
Oh, okay.
It matters, trust me.
I press 1.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm pressing 1. Okay.
Press 1, thank you.
Okay, got it.
Got it, Fats.
You know. Press 1.
So what else we got?
Oh, I forgot I was doing that. Hubwa, hey guys, look, it's not gonna do 21% scaling. It's gonna do 15%. It's still gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Hercules got a what? What you got?
It's a change. It's one of those like.
Look at the chat. Press 1.
Look what you did.
That are like, yeah, we lowered his damage. That'll trick him. Because everybody likes to complain about Habwa's damage.
Yeah.
It's balanced because he's really, 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 really slow and really, 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 really weak with a really, really, really low health pool. But he does a lot of damage.
You said weak. What's that mean?
He's got no protections.
Oh, that's different.
So like
weak is like.
So his, Habwa is the definition of a glass cannon. So he's balanced in that sense. And, people just get mad because they get beat because he does a lot of damage. And like, well, it's fine. So maybe if we lower it by like, a small percentage, it'll be different. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I think it's just whatever.
Okay. Mitigate wounds to hit on Hercules. Instead of giving you 120% of the damage, you now get 110. Pretty big at lower levels. It does mean something. And Excavate no longer knocks people up because, they have the CC problem with their warriors, and Hercules is a warrior, and they finally remembered, wait, Driving Strike is CC. Earthbreaker is CC. Wait, that's CC2, it's 3! Yanis, portals actually don't kill people if they are using beads. Beads will actually work to protect you from a portal. 2, his Unstable Vortex has now gotten smaller again, I guess.
Oh, wow.
To make it easier to hit. But the scaling has gone down and the damage has gone down.
Did you think it was that hard to hit? Anyone? I didn't think it was that, like, okay.
If you double tap with it, people died.
Yeah.
If you double tap with Unstable Vortex, they took like 70% of their health. Because if it double tapped, it did 50% extra instead of like a normal 30 that now does. And the scaling was 80%, which meant it was...
Yeah.
I mean, it's his only real damaging ability, but it damaged too much. Too much. Did too much. Mighty Yawn, nerf. On Kumakarna. Kumakarna finally nerfed a bit.
What?
Instead of that weird nerf from last patch. That weird nerf of, we're going to take off 0.5 seconds. It's now a smaller radius and a bigger cooldown. So increase from 15 to 18, which is good. And a radius decrease from 20. You guys gotta remember, radiuses in this game are so confusing because we have no real place to measure them.
I'm gonna blow you up real quick.
Do it, because I don't care.
There's an option in options. We can actually have a ruler.
The targeter? Yeah.
Okay.
So there is
if you want to
actually
use an ugly
literally
targeter,
a thing.
go ahead.
There's
Go ahead.
literally a
Use
thing
the
to
ugly
measure.
targeter. I play Call of Duty. I got the reticle, bro.
Me too, homie. I'm just saying, there's actually a ruler to actually measure against.
360 Anubis refs. Swag 420.
It's the only reason I play Raw, so I can 360 snipe. I've hit one person in my year of playing.
Trash. Alright, another change. Boop, 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 boop. Sonic Boom Mercury is no longer stuck running forever. That's nothing new. Nothing new. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
New law. Allied pets are now white when they are stealthed.
Okay.
So you can stealth your clay soldiers for a bit.
Sweet.
Cheese strats.
I like it.
Osiris nerf. Woo! Spirit flail.
Thank
Slow is
God.
now 40 instead of 50.
Thank God.
And the duration is 3 seconds instead of 4, and the scaling is down. But they made it so you actually do get the speed. Because the speed, you know, when you hit somebody with single strike, you're supposed to get speed from it.
Yep.
It wasn't working. Now it works, so he will still kill you. Ta-da!
I like that today.
Yo, guys, in case you didn't know, ROM is balanced because they didn't do anything to him.
I noticed that. I was expecting changes here, especially.
What kind of changes were you expecting?
Just to his lane
nerf
clear.
to his 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of nerf?
To make the damage do less. I mean, the additional damage it does, the fact that it goes through walls, the fact that it can clear the entire wave in 2 shots of arrows.
Yeah.
You get to level 10, you clear the wave in 2 shots.
That was my
you still have
comment.
3 more arrows to do damage. Whereas, and I hate saying this because I think Apollo's ridiculous, but Apollo himself clears the wave with a so beautiful and then has to rely on auto attacks to fight. Whereas Rum has this one ability he shoots that costs no mana.
Yeah, he has so much mana all the time.
Takes 2
yeah.
arrows out of 5. He can still fight you with 3 of those arrows. Problematic.
You don't agree?
Right, what else
you don't
we got?
agree, F. You don't agree?
That's it.
I don't.
I mean, I kind of like where Rom's at, but at the same time, I agree with Fats. Like, I feel like his lane clear needs to be adjusted a little bit.
I mean, I see it. I definitely see it.
Oh man, no way.
I don't know. I think it's okay.
Fats, what do you know Wayne about? What you got?
Something else.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
Thank you.
All right, so you can see it, F. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the character's all right. I don't think he's broken. I don't think he's super broken. His 1 is definitely strong and it definitely hits really hard. I think it's one of the characters that we need to whittle down. Like, a lot of people made fun of the Scylla nerfs, and myself, I made fun of the Kumba nerfs, and I talking about the move from 7% to 5% on Habois, like, that's the type of nerf we need to see with Rob. I think we need to slowly chip him down to where he's acceptable and not completely new to the character, because balance is very difficult. That's why before I made the job, I'm not on the balance team. Well, you know how happy I am that I'm not on the balance team. Balancing stuff is really difficult, especially when you have 55 gods to work with. So, I don't know. It's something that I'm down to pay. Like, it's not something that I'm sitting here going, oh my god, it's so broken. But I can see to the fact that I would like to see some of the damage taken off the 1.
Okay.
But I'm not in love with changing him, so we'll see.
Okay, sweet. Overall thoughts on the patch, Fats? What do you think? Overall thoughts?
New skins hype.
Hell yeah.
Best thing about the patch is skins.
Take my money, HiRez. Take my money. Take my money.
New God, who's my new love of my life hype.
Yeah?
I'm not going to be able to play her, but I love her. Her voice is amazing. Who was the voice actress? Love me.
It's me.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Pass.
Overall thoughts on the patch.
I'm hyped as a new assassin. The last assassin we saw was Thanatos, I think. Well,
wow.
Nemesis.
The last one who started it.
I guess you could say Nemesis after
started as an assassin.
Yeah. The last intentional assassin was what's it called? Thanatos.
Yeah.
That was the last intentional assassin. Nemesis wound up turning into an assassin.
Osiris turned into an assassin.
And Osiris is a warrior through and through, including his passive. He is a warrior. He is a jungler, which is people think it's synonymous with assassin. So
that's
we'll just
the joke.
entertain that thought. So it's really cool to have that. I think Serqet is pretty dope. I think she's extremely strong. Let me quote my good buddy Kret.
Okay.
Loki's burst is 1,030 plus 320% scaling plus an auto attack.
Okay.
Serqet burst is 1,520,
Wow.
including 650 true damage, plus 220 scaling, plus an auto attack, plus 20% max damage.
But she also has no health.
We'll
Still.
see how that character gets adjusted.
Yeah.
Of course, that is considering a perfect combo. It's assuming a perfect 2-1-4-3 auto attack combo. So good luck, because it's really tough to pull off. But those are the raw numbers. So there's that.
It looks crazy on paper right now, but when applying it, we'll have to see.
Yeah. It looks crazy on paper. Merc, didn't Thanatos come out? I don't even care.
It was.
You guys are right. I'm wrong. Oh well.
Yeah.
But what's it called? So the numbers are pretty insane. I think it's pretty cool that she's out. I'm really, 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 really happy about the Bumba's Mask change, and I think this is a bigger change than people really think. Or maybe people think it all, and I'm just a dirtbag. But I think this change is more akin to the Warrior change than anything else, which, if you guys know how I feel about the last patch, is phenomenal. Yeah, TV, she's definitely hard to use, and that's totally a thing. So, like I said, good luck pulling off that combo, but it's huge numbers. Anyway, the Warrior change, all it did, it was a change to Warriors, and there was that. But in the long run, what happened was it allowed many, many, many more gods to be accessible in the support role, and I feel like that's what we just did with the Bumba's Mask. Having Bumba's Mask do true damage rather than anything else is really sweet, because it opens up the gate to a lot of other junglers. Granted, competitively, I don't think we'll see much of a change, because right now the gods that are powerful because of what they bring to the table, i.e. Hunbat's Fear No Evil, i.e. Thor Semi-Global Ultimate, etc., etc., etc. But it opens up the door to a lot of people that might not necessarily have jungle clear that now do true damage against minions. It's really cool to explore that. So I think it's pretty cool, and this is the direction I like to move in. In a perfect world, 55 characters could do 5 roles. That's not going to happen, but get me as close as we can get, please.
Yeah. No, I'm excited about it for sure. I'm excited to see some of the jungle meta change a little bit, just with the changes of Bumba, just as just to reiterate on that quite a bit. Skins are awesome, which is great. More skins, gonna spend more money, but either way, I think it looks great. And yeah, I think it'll be a good patch all said and done. I'm not sure when it's releasing. I don't think HiRez has given the exact day this upcoming week. Sometime at the beginning of the week. That's all I know. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, I think that'll go ahead and round out our show here. We're about 2 hours and 40 minutes in, give or take. We started a little bit late due to the last match going on with SK and I5. But outside of that, I think that'll go ahead and round out the show. Once again, guys.
Goobs is such a C9 fanboy.
Why?
I
What
had
do you
to
do?
say it real quick, because his boy just won.
Is he hype about Mango even?
Yes, of course.
Goodness.
He actually is a C9. I'm proud. All right, continue, F. My bad.
Octane, thank you.
Octane, what did I say?
F. It's all good.
My bad.
It's all good. If you guys want to if you guys checked out the show late and want to check out the whole thing, it's available on YouTube, youtube.com/TheSmiteUpdate. You can go check out all 59 episodes will be listed up on there. This show will be up on Monday. So check it out. Smite Update started before open beta. So please make sure you guys go check it out. You can go watch some of the older shows with Risty UK, with originally actually started with Dry Bear, episode 1 through I think about 16 was with Dry Bear, so go check that out.
I wasn't on it, so
no.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter.
You weren't even playing the game.
Actually,
then.
before we wrap this up, I want to give a shout out to my man Dry Bear.
Okay.
So Dry Bear shaved his head for charity, and he had a funny mustache, and he looked funny for a while.
Yeah.
Dry Bear showing up with the grizzled beard and the growing in hair.
Like he was
looks dope. The whole the whole nerd slick back hair look.
Yeah.
Nice, but this is definitely an upgrade. So shouts to Dry Bear looking like a really dope caster and improving with a simple haircut. You too can look less greasy with a simple haircut. Go ahead and get your haircut, kids.
All right, cool, good deal. As well, guys, if you guys enjoy the show, the audio version is available, as I said, at the top of the show. It is on iTunes. Just go ahead and look up SmiteUpdate. If you guys enjoy the show and you're an audio listener, please make sure you guys leave us a 5-star review. That helps out our ratings and rankings on iTunes. Gets us more viewership as well, so please make sure you check that out. It's also available on Android as well. Just use your favorite podcast app, and you guys can check it out. The show, just look up SmiteUpdate as well. Shout outs to HiRez Studios for hosting, allowing us to host this show on their Twitch channel, Smite Game. If you guys are checking this out on YouTube, please check out the live show every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/SmiteGame. And finally, Fats, where can people check you out when you are not on the Smite Update?
Twitch.tv/xfats, Twitter.com.